question.
All right, we're live.
Yay! All right. What is Okay, since you guys are modern characters, we could ask questions like this. What is your character's favorite movie, and why? Favorite movie of all time, and why? And you may ask the same question of any NPC that you've met during your journey, but they don't know what movies are. But I will give an answer as if they had decent access to our culture, and try to pick one that would match. So it's a very meta question, as some of these sometimes are. All right, while you ruminate on that, does anybody want to give a recap for a DM inspiration for what happened last time?
And be thorough.
Yeah, and be thorough, because somebody fell off their bicycle, / was hit by a car, / was kidnapped, and their wife had to use their special set of skills to get them back from the human traffickers. A lot of stuff happened. But we're happy that you're back. So, all right, so does anybody, for a point of DM inspiration, want to sum up what happened last time?
I can take a crack at it.
All right. Let's see. There we go. Wayne, take it away.
Okay, so after a little bit of music and carousing, we all went to bed and had a varying degrees of restful or not restful sleep. And we started our day with stale bread and watered down wine, and tried to figure out what we were going to do as far as being productive with our day. Robin volunteered to stay behind and keep an eye on Dan, and Irina decided to join us at breakfast. We got an invitation for either coming to lunch or to dinner. Big plus with coming to lunch was going to be that we would meet a representative from He Who Must Not Be Named, coming by to check in with the Burgomeister, a one Vasily von Holtz. And oddly enough, that's the name of the guy that got us into the house. So some of us are wanting to, possibly act out some violence. Other heads, cooler heads are prevailing, so we shall see. We decided ultimately that we were going to go to Bildrath's shop to try and get some tools for Anne, and also kind of see just how greedy he was. He did proposition us to get back some stolen merchandise. Although we're not entirely sure if it was stolen or not. I think only one of us really had a good read on him. I think that was Chris. I forgot that we checked out the burned out blacksmith before going to see Bildrath in a search for tools, and we didn't find anything really useful there. We managed to find a zombified hand roaming around, and we bagged that up as well as a rat. And Irina and Chris are going to put their heads together to see if they can't figure out what's causing all the zombies. We decided that we would try and reclaim the stolen missing merchandise and try and knock that out before lunch, as we'd gotten up pretty early. And Periwimple, the nephew of Bildrath, was sent along to count the packages, count the bags to make sure that we didn't steal anything. We went out to the bridge in question, and it looked like there were 4 people. 3 were dragged off. One body we found down below. Chris got close, maybe a little too close, and then a creature burst out and attacked him. Some fight ensued, and a number of our party almost fell in the river multiple times. And that would have been really bad, but we prevailed. Only minor flesh wounds. And continued tracking for an hour and a half. And the tracks veered off into the forest. And we did spy someone or something off the beaten path a little bit. We lassoed it and caught ourselves a severed head with the spine still attached, and now we have to decide: are we going to go back for lunch, or are we going to try and find more of the stolen merchandise?
Okay. Go ahead and take your point of DM inspiration. All right. Does anybody want to for a point of DM inspiration? Oh no. That's this actually might be more useful than a point of DM inspiration. Does anybody for a factspiration die that lasts the whole session want to answer the question of what is your character's favorite movie and why? If you are interested, throw a d20 into the chat. That way we know it. Who's interested, who's not interested. So that's what it is. Put it out there. Okay. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice?
It's only a 6. You can beat a 6.
All right. Robin, what is Robin's favorite movie and why?
So, like, I think Robin, if she was going to be in a conversation with you, like a short, like, oh hey, what's your favorite movie? Like, she would probably say something really safe, so like not to get sucked into it. So she might say like a Harry Potter or something like that. But if she was being honest or felt like she could have like a real conversation with you, during college, she took a film appreciation class as kind of like one of those throwaway credits. And she had a professor that showed her The Passion of Joan of Arc from 1928. It's a silent movie. And she was already studying like world religions and stuff. And like this movie really impacted her. And it's probably the thing that like, it's the movie that sticks with her. And she would probably have to acknowledge it as her favorite film.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Okay. You may ask the same question of any NPC that you've met, even if they have never seen a movie. I will try to provide you with an answer that would suffice.
Well, we know Arena has now seen at least video of herself, so we know what hers would be.
Or would it be Human Centipede posting the Tom Cardy video right now?
What the fuck?
Wait, you haven't seen that, David? Oh man.
No, I do not want to see that.
No, not the Human Centipede, but the music video I post. You watch after the session. It's fine. All right, keep going. Who are you gonna ask?
I will ask the table. Is Ismark or Arena probably more useful to know this stuff about, or is there somebody else that you guys want to know something of?
It's meta knowledge, so it's like whatever you want. It's whatever you're curious
it's
about.
more just for fun, yeah. Because in character, you guys wouldn't know this stuff. Yeah, you're doomed with this knowledge. In fact, as some groups that continuously ask about the bad guys are like, damn it.
All right, let's go for Arena, discounting.
Okay.
Yeah, discounting her selfie video that she's seen.
Okay, fair enough, man. If Arena could watch a movie, what would her favorite movie be? Oof. Ah, man. I'm trying to approach media as a person who is probably starved for media their whole life, like Allegory of the Cave style, and like then they find media and it's so overwhelming that they just wouldn't even know what to do with all of that media.
I feel like it'll probably like a Disney
yeah.
I don't know. I'd throw out like It's a Wonderful Life, honestly.
Or is this going to be one of those things where it's like the very first people who saw like just a film of a train coming down the tracks and it
right? Yeah, like it might just be
yeah, like I think the very first film that they see, like honestly,
I would say that her favorite movie would be the Lego Movie, because it's about a person who with indomitable positivity that goes on an adventure and essentially saves their world. It changes the world at the same time, and even like travels to other worlds. And it's very colorful and it's very loud and there's a lot of things happening and there's absolutely no opportunity in the Lego Movie to ever breathe. So it just kind of keeps moving like the whole time. I feel like that would be probably a movie she would be into. Though.
And it's got an earworm theme song. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, she would definitely be singing "Everything Is Awesome" afterwards for days. So yeah, I think that would actually be
Walking around Barovia singing "Everything Is Awesome."
Yeah. So yeah, I think that for her, I can think of no other movie that is overstuffed with optimistic, bright, colorful positivity than Lego Movie. So yeah, it seems about right.
Fair.
All right. So let's hop into our own Lego movie full of optimism and positivity. And our little character sprites shrink down to the top-down Pokemon sprites that are our forward-facing portrait tokens, and away we go. So put you guys back on. Well, it's it's all theater of the mind. So you're on the road, and you're staring off into the woods, and you know that whatever took those people from the bridge has gone into the woods. Like you're pretty confident. You're pretty confident. I cannot confirm nor deny for sure, but you're pretty confident that they have traveled into the woods. We did establish that the hour grows late if you were trying to make it for lunch. Oh no, that's too tense. Jeez, you're just standing on the road. Here's less tense, but still tense. There we go. So yeah, the question is, what do? Do you stick around or do you return to the village? At this point, you're about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours outside of town, because you were an hour to the bridge, then you went past the bridge following the tracks, about 30 minutes or so, 20
Yeah.
or 30 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, you're about 90 minutes or so outside town. Assuming you don't roll a random encounter on your way back to town.
Say, I mean, lunch sounds good, so.
Okay. And I believe
yeah.
it is 10:23 in the morning right now. So if you did turn around, you would make it just in time for lunch.
We'll lose the trail most likely if we go.
That's true.
I don't know if we
With
want to
all,
find.
with all the, yeah, with all the rain in this area, yeah, for sure.
I don't know if we want to find what's at the end of this trail.
Doesn't look like whatever it was gaping survivors.
We don't know, but it's been a couple days. Whatever took grown people carried them off bodily.
Well, at least Mark, you're the one looking for these folks.
It is true, but with how old these tracks are, I don't know.
Like I point towards the head with the spine coming out and turn to Ismark. Is this one of the people you were looking for?
Well, yes, but so, well, yes and no. That people left town, so I am looking for them. I would assume traveling in a group of 4 with all of their things, they would have easily made it least further than this. If something grabbed them on the bridge, it could mean that something is preying on people near and around the town, which I could look into. Is there any way to figure out what happened to them other than mutilation?
I'll like examine the head and see if I can get any clues.
Let me push up my glasses real quick. Well, that is a medicine, a trained medicine skill. It's going to take 10 minutes.
If you don't mind me checking this out for a few minutes, I could.
Yeah, Irina will
figure anything out.
offer to help so that you have advantage on
Yep.
your medicine check. And go ahead and give me a secret roll.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll be happy to help you out, Arena.
All right, I will.
I've seen my fair share of severed heads, you know.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
IED blows up.
Okay, so your best bet with what is left over here, this is a man. Their head was forcibly ripped from their body, but not necessarily by something with superhuman strength. Just something that had badly slashed and mutilated the body. This is less of like Scorpion, like Mortal Kombat seamlessly pulls the thing out, and more like the body was just ripped to shreds, and then this, kind of was pulled loose as the body was being torn apart. Indicating that whatever did this did it very messily, which to you and to Irenia would indicate a animal attack of some kind. Something with slashing claws. Maybe a small bear or a big badger, or a werewolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Irenia explains to you that werewolves, that they have werewolves here, in case you didn't know that. They have werewolves here.
Well, I mean, I figured when you said you had vampires, yeah, this is definitely some kind of beast.
So
Chris, was there any sort of personal items in that bag you
I don't know what you're
there
talking
is
about.
there's one red herring. There is one red herring. You as you're examining the wounds, there is more straw sticking to some of the congealed blood. It looks like dried like swamp grass, or like reeds, like that shouldn't be in this area.
I point that out to everybody. And I look at Jason, I'm like, this bag is one item.
Yes, one item.
Hmm.
Yeah, Periwinkle nods. I said, that was one.
Wayne's gonna grab some of the bloody dried grass that's there.
Okay.
And he's going to go up to Periwinkle because I think he's picking up what Chris is putting down, and he's going to try and distract Periwinkle by asking him about creatures that might shed things like this, like plant-based creatures. See if he knows something. I don't expect him to, but I'm just trying to
Sure. Let me
aid in
roll.
what we might be able to find.
This would be an untrained lore check.
While
Sorry.
he's Crash is saying about playing Pathfinder.
What?
We're so while he's distracting Periwinkle, Chris is gonna like kind of find like a relatively hidden spot, maybe behind like a big tree or some bushes, and start trifling through the bag, see if he can find anything.
As we all know, before you become stealth, you need to first become hidden.
I spend a Pac-Man to become hidden.
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I assist by body blocking.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, very nice.
Okay. That'll give you a +2 circumstance bonus to the stealth.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to compare that to the static perception of Periwinkle, who is distracted. You feel that he is not paying attention to you.
Okay. Then I want to look and see what's in the bag.
All right. So, inside the bag. All right. There is 50 feet of rope. There is a bullseye lantern. There is 3 flasks of oil. There are 5 days' rations. There are 3 wineskins full of wine. There is 15 silver pieces.
I pocket that.
And let's see, there is a dagger. And there is a change of clothes.
Okay.
Yep. I will put it into chat real quick.
I'm gonna try and move the like bullseye lantern Are the wineskins full of wine? This is very important.
Yeah, they're full of wine.
Okay. Then while I'm hidden, I'm gonna move the rope, the bullseye lantern, the flask of oil, the 5 days rations, and the wineskins, and the dagger, because this shit's expensive. So I'm gonna just leave the clothes in there.
Just the clothes.
Yep.
Okay. The backpack is noticeably smaller in size.
No. Well, I'm gonna pick up some of the I'm gonna shove some grass in there.
Okay, so you just grab some like early autumn leaves and you just stuff them in there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so give me a sleight of hand. And that will be when he looks back at the backpack if he could tell that anything's happened to it.
Okay.
Yep. Oh wow. Okay. So while you're talking to him, Wayne, he looks at it and he looks really thoughtful and he looks really hard at it, and you can kind of hear like the Final Jeopardy theme start playing as he just kind of stares at it, and he reaches out for the bloody pieces of grass. Do you let him take them?
Yeah.
Okay. And he puts them like 2 inches from his face and he stares at him, and then he goes, "Oh, this a scarecrow. Scarecrow have straw."
Okay. Do scarecrows, leave their fields, like get up and walk around in Barovia? Because I think something took these people, and we kept finding the straw, remember? And I don't know if it's significant to this creature or...
Batman villain better not be real here.
Do scarecrows get up and walk? I'm not trying to be...
Irene says there is legend that there's a Batman. Scarecrows getting up. I hope not. She looks at Eastmark and he shrugs. He says, "There are all sorts of horrors and monsters. I suppose a scarecrow could be possessed by an evil spirit and move around. I mean, we have many. There are so many ravens. We have, to protect the crops."
Okay. I mean,
I've never seen one moving around on my own, but I'm sure I don't see why it couldn't happen.
It's just I don't know what creatures exist in this land. I mean, it's completely different from what we're used to, and I don't know whether scarecrows get up and move around, or whether there are plant-based creatures that attack people if their territory is infringed on.
Oh, Irene says, "Oh yes, there are trees. Well, they're not. Well, let's start over. There are fey creatures. Do you know what fey creatures are? Like
fairies?
They live. Well, sure. They live in the forest. They're very dangerous. They are they're very cruel and bloodthirsty. Sometimes the trees will come to life and try to kill you to feed their roots your blood. And there's sometimes little trees that come to life. They're called blights. And sometimes bushes will come to life. Also, there's this giant spider that can disguise itself as a tree.
That's not terrifying at all.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, so you might think that you're just in a normal grove of trees, and then all of a sudden they start to unfold, and legs go everywhere, and there's eyeballs.
Stop. That's Jesus. That's gonna give me nightmares.
And then Eastmark cuts in and says, "And that is why." And she says, "That is why we stay on the roads. We don't go into the forest."
Right. That gives us our answer about following this trail then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's a creature, we can always come back later. And do you have another bag? Maybe we can get some more of the straw and then set it aside, not get any more of our scent on it, and maybe Dunbar can track it later. If it's a creature, it's got to have a home.
What are you gonna do with the head and spine?
I mean, unless someone stops, Chris was just gonna leave it on the ground.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Eastmark will put it in a sack then, and he will take it back to Father Donovich. Hopefully, maybe they could be buried with just a head, if that's allowed. Plus, he's not 100% sure on the person's identity because of how badly they've been mauled, so he's gonna kind of ask around.
Okay.
Did blights tear people apart, Marina?
Oh, yes, yep. They, all of the living trees and plants, they like to feed on the flesh of the recently killed. They stuff you up under the roots, they just start sucking you up.
Okay.
Well, who's hungry? We could probably make it home for lunch if we hurry.
Yeah, let's do that. Maybe I'll recover my appetite in time.
Okay. So you guys head back to town. Let me see if anything happens on your way back to town. I sure hope not. All right. No random encounter on your way back to town. And you guys, I'm assuming, do you beeline it for lunch? Do you take Periwimple with you to lunch? Do you, does Periwimple, do you give him the bag and he goes home by himself with the bag? Like, what's the play?
I
mean, we need to stop by to see if we get that discount.
Well,
yeah,
I kind of feel like we have to. I don't want to just send Periwimple back.
No, we'll go back.
I kind of feel like we have to explain what we found and what happened.
Also, there is an awkward scene on the way back because Periwimple asks about the backpack because he actually rolled high enough to see the sleight of hand. He notices the backpack is not the same as when he saw it earlier.
All right. What's he say?
he says, this bag smaller. This bag is, and he kind of goes to push it with his hand, and then you could hear like the wet crumple of leaves.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all ripped up. It's been kind of leaking all its stuff out.
You've been dropping things from this bag that we were sent to retrieve.
I wasn't dropping them. It's a shit bag. It was in the river, man.
You almost died. You drop it.
Do you see how tore up this thing is?
All right, he's looking at it. He's gonna see if it's tore up. He's gonna check it out. You may attempt a deception.
Here we go.
Oof. Okay. Oh no. He scowls at you and he says, "You tried to lie to me."
I don't know what you're talking about.
He goes to
dump out a cultural difference.
He goes to dump out the bag.
I rip it out of his hands.
Give me an athletics check.
Chris, what the hell?
I look at Wade like, are you shitting me right now?
Give me an athletics check. Yeah. So it's bad. All right, so I'm gonna say that you both got that one. You tore the bag in half.
I told you the bag was shit, man.
And he watches the big pile of fat, wet leaves that had to replace all of that equipment fall to the ground, and he says, I'm telling my uncle what you did.
That you ripped the bag?
No, you're bad.
I'm bad?
You did something to beg. Irenia rushes over to him, and she looks over at you. She looks at the leaves, and she looks at you. She looks at Periwimple and how upset he is, and she just shakes her head at you in disgust.
Okay.
Chris, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
He is now on the ground, picking up the shreds of the backpack, trying to get everything together.
Perry, I don't think you're gonna be able to put it back together, man.
No. And he's just down there scooping it up. So Irina gets him a sack, and he starts putting all the leaves and the dirty clothes and the
Perry,
and the
don't put
shreds
the leaves in there. Just hold on one second.
No.
I'm gonna take Chris hopefully out of earshot of Periwinkle and say, "What the hell, man? I thought you were gonna try and find some personal effects, not rob the kid blind."
What do you mean rob the kid?
Listen,
there wasn't even shit in there, man. I got some rope.
Doesn't matter if there is valuable shit or not. We're not thieves. Listen, I know we gotta survive, but
listen, I'm not gonna listen about this from you right now. And Chris walks away.
I'm gonna grab his arm and say, "No, you are gonna listen to me. How we interact with the people here makes a difference."
Here's my acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Oh dang!
I'm not beaten.
Yeah. Oh, you're on 19, but you're a little beat up right now. So yeah. All right. Yeah. So you reach for him, and he just moves away. As you move away, Chris, you see that Irina is helping Periwinkle put everything in the sack, and Eastmark, standing by the horses, just kind of looks at you, and just is taking in your measure.
I give it to him.
Okay. Give me either an intimidation or a deception. He just stares at you. Okay. Anne, did you go over to assist or?
Yeah, I went over to help Irina and Periwinkle put the stuff back in the bag into a sack.
All right. He is he's kind of crying a little bit as he puts the stuff away. And he says he's just kind of murmuring to himself, Uncle Doug hit me again. Did bad. I was supposed to count it. I did a bad job. I should have looked him back right away. Now he just wet the leaves. He's going to be so upset with me. And he's just kind of like holding the sack, the wet, dirty sack against his body. Irina is just saying like soft words to him and trying to calm him down. Well, you do anything again?
She's gonna pat him on the shoulder and says, "It's okay." And that's it. She's just gonna say it's okay.
All right. Give me a persuasion.
Okay. Persuasion.
Oh damn! All right. He looks up at you, and he wipes tears away, and he says, "Did not mean to cry like baby. Sorry."
She'll say, I know. You're a strong man, like you told me." You said your uncle was gonna hit you?
Yeah, when he's mad, he hit me.
Strong man like you?
He's all I have. He's older than me.
Crash. Okay, I'm gonna have a question. Does Bill Rath look like how strong does Bill Rath look?
Oh, with your innate ability
Mm-hmm.
to sense the weakness of man,
Mm-hmm.
he looks totally average.
Okay.
Stronger
Okay.
than some of your allies, but
Okay.
certainly nothing to write home about.
All right. Okay. Okay. So then, yeah, this is just changes a little bit. He says, it's okay. You're a big, strong man, so you don't have to worry about somebody like that.
No.
No.
Okay. He is quiet and holds the sack close, lest somebody try to take it for the rest of the walk back to the village. All right. So the question then is, do you try to take this guy to lunch, or do you escort him to the house, which will make you even later for lunch, or do you just, at the village, just he goes his way and you go your way?
Marino, is it if I can keep Periwinkle more or less on his best behavior, do you think it'd be okay if he came to lunch?
I don't have a problem with it, but and then Eastmark says there is a problem with it. We're going to discuss his uncle.
I just
If Vasily von Holtz is really here for lunch and he's in the mood to listen, I'm going to tell him what's going on.
right. I don't want to send Periwinkle on his way and he catches a beating because of what happened. And Wayne's gonna stare daggers at Chris as he says that. I mean,
Chris looks back at you with dead eyes.
the way his uncle treats him is atrocious. He deserves better.
Well, many deserve better, but this is the lot in life. I was lucky enough to have good father. He was unlucky enough to have his parents killed, and be stuck with his uncle.
Yeah, well, I know something about living parents not being so good, so I don't know.
He is a man now. He's not a
Okay, you
particularly
can't say
bright
that to me
man.
with a straight face. Yeah.
He's not a particularly bright man, but he needs to go and do his business.
He needs someone to look out for him. He's got the mind of a child.
Hey, well, his uncle looks out for him.
His uncle takes advantage of him.
Oh, absolutely. He takes advantage of everyone.
No, it's not the same thing.
Well,
no, I don't want to create a bigger stir because if Periwinkle's there and we discuss his uncle in front of him, that's going to cause more problems than solve. Wayne's going to go over to Periwinkle and he's going to say, Perry, I know this wasn't ideal what happened today. You were sent with us to count the bags. But you don't have to put up with your uncle's abuse. If he beats you, come back to Blood on the Vine, come back to the tavern, and let me know what happens, okay?
Give me a persuasion. This could build on the success that Anne had earlier. He looks at you a bit mistrustfully, hugs the sack, and says, I have to go. Have a good lunch, Arinya. Goodbye, Anne.
Take care, Periwinkle.
Okay.
Remember, always be you're a big strong man, so you gotta act like one.
A big strong man. I act like one. Yeah. Yeah. And he heads off. All right. So, the Burgomeister's house. It's not in good shape. Let's see. Here is the exterior of the house. I think I showed you guys this already. Maybe? No? I don't think you guys had time to swing by here.
Nope.
First time.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the Burgomeister's house. It's not doing so hot. It's the biggest, nicest house in the village. But they obviously cannot afford the staff necessary to maintain it. Like there's no groundskeeper. Things are broken. The one gate's just hanging off the hinges. Irene explains it from a storm that came through. There's obvious holes in the roof. There's broken windows that haven't been fixed. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. All right, so back to the main map. I'll go ahead and swap out the backdrop here. Let's see what we got. Maybe there's one in here. Nope. I could have sworn I had. There we go. This will work. Okay. All right. So, when you guys get in there and go into the house, like, no servants come up to greet anybody. Nothing. You do see that in the stables to the side of the house, when they go to stable up their horses, there is a very cool, sleek black stallion that is in the stables. And the other two, the two horses that you guys are putting up, they kind of skitter a bit when they see that horse, and Ismark scowls at the horse, and he moves the other two horses further down, as kind of as far away from the black horse as possible. And Irenia approaches the black horse and kind of says like soothing words to it, basically does like an animal handling, and it actually kind of tries to bite her hand, and so she kind of eeks a little bit and pulls back her hand. The front door opens while you guys are in the stable, and the Burgomeister, he kind of calls out, "Is that you? Are you back? We have company. We've already sat down to eat, but where were you, huh?" And he kind of comes down the stairs, and the two siblings kind of step out of the little stable house to the side, and they say, "Father, we were investigating the missing villagers. We found some useful information that we're going to pursue it further, but I felt like the risk wasn't worth it at this point. We had these outsiders with us as well. They were somewhat helpful. They have an interest in meeting Von Silly, if that's all right, and also, to discuss with you possible work around town." And he says, "Oh, yes, of course. Yes, sure. This might actually go well. Von Holtz is a big fan of outsiders, so perhaps you might hit it off. Just make sure you scrape the mud from your boots, eh?" And he kind of heads back in. All right. So Irenia kind of stands on her tippy toes and licks her thumb and wipes your face, Anne, as she says, "I think there was still some blood from something on your face."
Oh. Thank you.
And she leans in and she says, "And do you like boys?"
Oh, it depends.
Oh, cause this one silly is very handsome.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And she kind of like bites her lip like someone that's getting ready to, I don't know, meet like a good-looking celebrity or something like that. Like she can tell that she's very excited about this. Eastmark kind of walks past her and like shoulder checks her a little bit, not like in like an abusive way, but in a like sibling way. And he says, "Out of the clouds, let's go."
I wonder if he looks like The Rock.
What?
I think we're going to be
He doesn't
unfortunately
look
disappointed.
He doesn't look like a stone or a giant bird. He just looks like a really handsome man.
Oh no, there's a very strong, handsome man from where we come from, named The Rock.
Oh, interesting.
Actually, here, and she'll whip out her phone and.
Okay. Give me a power check.
All right. All right. Let me see here. D20.
Okay.
Was that 90% before? So.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So with the phones, you want to keep rolling under, right? And then I think that's how we did it in Witchlight. And so high numbers are actually bad once we set how much percentage there is. So your phone's still doing fine. Yeah, your phone's still doing fine. Okay. So right. So she says, he's got a lot of muscles. Pretty handsome though. What is he like? Like an adventurer or something? Like a barbarian? Is he like?
She like looks at the like she like looks around a little bit for a second and like realizes that the level of he's like an actor in a play.
There's an actor with that many muscles.
A lot of actors from where we come from have a lot of muscles like this.
Why? What do they need the muscles for? They just stand around on the stage, don't they?
I mean, yeah, but if you want to look at him.
So he has these muscles just to look pretty.
Sort of. Yeah.
Like
that's part of it.
Huh.
I mean, in the man's defense, before he became a great actor, well, a well-known actor, he was a professional wrestler beforehand. He had to be very physically fit.
We have wrestlers. We have wrestling. Yes. Okay, I understand. Huh. Wow. Well, now this is not what Vasily looks like at all.
Okay.
All right. So you guys begin to head in. Cool. All right. Any side conversations or preparations before you step in there?
Wayne will try and ask Erina what the deal is with the horse.
Oh, that horse, it's just very mean. It scares the other horses, and it's always trying to bite people, and I don't know. It's very fast, though.
Was it always that mean-spirited?
I mean, that's just how some animals are, Some animals just are mean.
I guess I don't know. My experience with horses has been that, it takes a mean person to make a horse mean.
I suppose, Vasily's not a mean man, though. But you need a kind of a very tough horse to ride all over the place, It's very dangerous. You wouldn't want, like, a wimpy horse. Like, even Vanilla is pretty tough, And she kind of is referencing her big white horse.
I don't know. You can tell a lot about a person by how they treat their animals. I mean, he may treat the horse just fine in front of you, but does he whip the horse? Does he gouge the horse with his spurs when he's riding? Things like that. I don't turn any creature mean.
I never thought about any of that. I would be kind of nervous about asking him that, though.
I'm not planning on it. Just it tells me a lot about this person.
Well, Luen, do you like boys? Because
I mean, if we connect, I've been known to like a boy or two in my time.
He's very handsome.
I've also known plenty of guys that were pretty on the outside and just garbage on the inside.
I hope he's not garbage on the inside. Alright, well, anyways, this is our house, and it looks like shit. We don't have any servants, and we're all too busy to keep the house nice, so please just pretend that everything is nice when you go inside.
Is this something where Robin would have noticed the group coming back into town kind of thing?
Oh, shit, yes, my bad. Yes, I would assume that you knew that they were having lunch at noon.
Yeah, we decided to go to lunch before at noon before we left.
You would actually have probably either been here or probably arrived right around the time that they did. Like maybe you got held up with Daniel or something like that, and then you kind of serendipitously arrive like as everyone's getting ready to go into the house. That seems really good.
And she wouldn't have made like a big deal of it or anything. Just.
Oh no! Like because it would make sense that you would.
It was discussed at breakfast. So
they've known all day before they went to run errands around town. So.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Anne, Robin walks up and joins you, and all of you begin to head in. And Irina gives a spiel about the house. She ain't lying. All the movies you've seen, all the shows where the rich people aren't rich anymore, but they have to keep up appearances, but they've sold most of the stuff in their house. Like, that's the situation that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not a lot there. And it's, the stuff that's there, it's, like, pretty dirty. And it's pretty run down. And it's very obvious that the 3 people that live in this huge manor house are not enough to keep up with the maintenance of the property. So you can only imagine what lunch is going to be, and they're trying to impress this essentially dignitary from Castle Ravenloft on this low budget bad situation. So it's a lot. All right. I was going to increase the size of the map, but we'll just have little tiny people at the table. That's fine, I guess.
Is there a spot for Wayne to hang up his hat, like in the foyer?
Yeah. There's still like a coat closet and stuff like that.
Okay. He'll put up his duster and his hat and kind of ask Eastmark, is it horribly rude if
what?
If I leave my guns in my holsters or?
Yeah, just Barovia. Everyone have weapons.
All right, fair enough. Never mind.
All right. So he goes up. He kind of jogs ahead, and you hear him talking to his father, and he says something to another person, and he says, "Do not worry, I have it." And then you hear him kind of walk into another room, and the door closes. All right. So when you guys walk, when Irina leads you to the dining room, you can see her father sitting at the table, and then sitting next to her father is a man with kind of, I'd say, light olive skin a little bit. Kind of brown. He has brown hair. He has the perpetual 5 o'clock shadow that's trying to turn into a beard but never does. But as soon as he shaves it, it's right back there at that point. The squared chin, the generally muscled frame, heavy set brow, deep piercing eyes, and he kind of looks at all of you as you walk into the room. Those of you who went to the website, this is the same person that in the photograph of Dr. Vasily von Holtz that was on the various websites that you guys went to. This is also like for those of you that were being scouted by, you know, this guy as an agent, when you looked him up online and you went to his website, like this was his, like, you know, there was a headshot of this man.
I'm still standing next to Irene. I said, "Yeah, you're right. He is handsome."
Mm-hmm. And she says, Father and Mr. von Holtz, might I introduce you to my good friends? There are many of them, because I'm very good at making friends. This is this is Henry. He likes to smoke. This is Dunbar. He is a dog. Oh, this is Leo. He also smokes a lot. This is Jason. He had a broken leg, but we fixed it. This is Chris. He likes guns. This is Wayne. He's pretty nice. He talks a lot though. You know how that is when someone just won't be quiet because they talk all the time. Anyways, this is Robin. She's very, very smart and beautiful. I think she might be their leader. And then this is Anne. She's just really big and awesome. And he smiles indulgently as she introduces all of you. And then he says, I'm honored to meet you. Very honored indeed. Any friend of young Irenia must be a good person. And he starts to push back from the chair and like stand up, and move towards you guys. And you see that he is well dressed, but like in very practical clothes, like nothing like silk or anything like that. This is definitely a guy that has to do like a lot of traveling. And so as he approaches, he says, Colion was saying that you are outsiders. How do I go about greeting you? Is it the kiss? Is it the handshake? Do I grab the wrist? Do I say well met?
Handshake works.
Handshake it is. All right.
Which hand does he reach out with?
His right hand.
Okay. So.
Okay.
All right.
But I mean, that's to everyone else. I mean, if you know, like, is the right hand the one you're missing?
No, I'm missing my left, so it's okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. But right hand's generally what people shake with, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he does anybody not shake this dude's hand?
I'll shake it for sure.
Okay.
Robin will shake it, but she is giving him the stink eye, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
I kind of want to take his measure with that handshake too.
Oh, okay.
Chris never talked to or saw the agent, so he would not be suspicious and shake the hand.
Okay.
Same thing with Anne. She just knew that.
He is as strong as you.
Okay.
Maybe a little less strong, but.
Okay.
Dunbar, does Dunbar shake?
I mean.
Yeah, he gets down on one knee and he offers his hand to Dunbar.
Well, Dunbar would shake, but what is Dunbar's sense of this man?
Give me an insight.
Okay.
From Dunbar. Dunbar thinks he is great.
Dunbar would shake, you know.
Okay.
He'd have a happy look on his face, you know, tongue lolling out, and if you know, depending on how long Vasily holds on to shake, Dunbar would then transition from shake to try and go in for like licking hands.
Oh yeah. Dunbar is a lover boy. I'm assuming, but like he is into this dude. He's giving him the works. He's like licking his hand. He's making like happy cracking sounds. He's like, you know, pushing his face up to get like scritches. And this guy is like just loving on the dog. He just loves him, just scratching him and not like making like, you know, like, ooh, who's a good dog sounds, but just, you know, admiring him. And he says, this is a fine animal you have here. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. He's maybe getting a little carried away. Sorry about that. Dunbar. Hey.
Oh, it is all right. I love animals. I wish my horse was 1/10 as sweet as this hound. It's a real bastard of an animal. But no horse is faster or braver than Ebenex.
I'm Wayne Larson.
Wayne Larson. It's good to meet you.
It's funny. It's almost like we've met before. You're the spitting image of a man I knew back where we came from.
Where did you come from exactly?
Earth, let's call it.
Earth. Well, I have to say, I think that one might be new.
Country on Earth called the United States. Ever heard of it before?
I can't say that I have. United States. It sounds like many smaller countries that have worked together.
You're not wrong. And I'd like to try an insight check him for what it's worth.
Yeah, sure.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, this guy's no fucking clue what you're talking about. Like,
okay.
You could tell he's just trying to use context clues to figure out what you're talking about. So, all right. Does anybody else shake hands? Otherwise, go sit back down.
No, Jason will shake his hand.
Okay. And he gives you a handshake, and he says, "Yeah, you have calluses. You must be a fighter. The sword."
It's been many days with one in my hand.
I am trained in the blade as well. Perhaps after lunch we could have a bit of sparring. Unless you're still weary from your journey. It sounds like you had a broken leg.
Yes, I'm still getting back on my feet from the leg. Maybe another time.
Another time? Sounds good. Okay. Leo shakes his hand. But he has a look on his face like, I know this is bullshit. I don't trust you. Henry, I guess for the sake of just getting it over with, shakes the guy's hand, gives it like a squeeze, eyeballs the guy, and then lets go of his hand. Chris, when he offers his hand to you, do you shake it?
Yeah, Chris has no reason to be suspicious.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so, all right, so he goes and he takes his place back to the table.
Are we supposed to be on a map?
Yeah, are you guys still looking at the house? Oh,
yeah.
My bad. Okay. There we go. Look, there's a little map, and everybody could play paper dolls, and they could sit at the table and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can make everybody a little bit bigger, I guess. Let's see.
You're good.
The problem is if I make everybody bigger, everything gets like offset, and then it's like a mess afterwards. Okay, so as you guys are sitting at the table, the kitchen opens. Ismark comes out. He's wearing an apron, and he is carrying with him a plate. And on the plate, you can see are a bunch of like vegetables and some kind of like sour cream looking thing. And there is sliced bread that is not particularly moldy. And he kind of sets that down, and he says, "You did good. You did good, Father. Looks like the ham is almost ready. I'll be right back with the food. I would very much like to speak with you, Mr. Von Holtz." And he heads back into the kitchen. All right. So Kolyan says, well, it's nice to have all of these chairs in service again. These are dark times. We have not entertained company in very, very long time. Arinia, thank you for bringing so many colorful and interesting people. So So how was your investigation? Are you any closer to fixing or finding a solution for the plague? And she says, she winces and says, no, I have not found an answer to that yet, but we did find out that 4 villagers who tried to take the roads to Velakai, they went missing. But unfortunately, I think we found them. They were attacked on the road by some kind of animal that shredded and tore their bodies to pieces. One of the men, I think, jumped off the bridge and broke his body. He tried to crawl away and hide, and he died from his wounds. And then, like a corpse collector went and like nested in his body, and Collier says, "Oh no!" And she's, yeah, and then he jumped out at us, but it was fine. No one got scared, and everybody was just keeping their cool. Like this cucumber right here, that's how cool we were. And then we just, it's nothing for us. It's so easy. And he says, you're very good with your hand crossbow. I imagine, how did your allies perform? And she says, oh, yeah, they were good. They had the guns and stuff. It's very, and had the muscles. She was muscling it around.
It hurt, though, but in the end, it didn't last.
Robin will look over it and just be like, are you okay?
I'm still a little tender, but it's okay. I'll live. One thing that was really weird is all that straw.
Oh yeah, there was straw, and Periwinkle, he said that this was hilarious. He said that he thought it was Scarecrow that might have taken the people. And Kolyan kind of like makes a what face, but Vasily von Holtz looks very thoughtful at that remark and concerned.
Is it like is it obvious concern on his face?
Oh yeah. I would have said it like that if it wasn't obvious for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think that might be something, Mr. Holtz?
It's von Holtz, but
von Holtz.
Actually, yes. That's actually a big problem. There have been sightings of scarecrows in the lands outside the Velakai. It's believed that someone or something is creating these creatures intentionally. These are not the scarecrows that you would find in your fields to protect your crops, but these are something more sinister. They have been attacking travelers on the roads, and they are very active at night. They will try to steal small animals, children, or anyone that they can get their claws on. I believe.
Can they rip a man to shreds?
Oh, most certainly, yes. I believe that they're originating from the ruins of Berez, but I can't be sure.
What was Berez?
A tragic tale. Berez was it was once a village, actually a great town, similar to Velakai, but long ago they incurred the wrath of the Dark Lord, and the whole place was laid to ruin, flooded, until all were dead, and when the waters rescinded, it was just a swamp, miserable and full of disease and insects and all sorts of other horrors. And you see that as he tells that story, Kolyan and Irenia make that weird knot sign of the cross gesture. They make sort of they take both their hands and then like put them together in front of them, and then they kind of move the hands apart in opposite circles, and then put the hands back together. And he says, yes, it was It was apparently a great and terrible tragedy of that age.
And you think someone is making these creatures?
Well, I mean, the reports I've heard, they're definitely scarecrow-like in nature, which implies that someone has to be building them. Maybe they're building themselves. I don't know. I don't know how intelligent they are. Intelligent enough to stage ambushes against travelers. Intelligent enough to sneak into outlying communities. In fact, I heard from a very drunk man at the tavern just earlier today that a young Vistani girl went missing from the camp outside Velikai. I hope that she was not taken.
Hmm.
So, I am very curious about all of you. You say you're from Earth, and that has United States. And you have guns. Might I ask, do you have wizards?
In stories and books, and then she like looks around again, plays. Nothing. I mean, there's some magicians, but usually that's, it's
But I take from your meaning that a magician is not a wizard.
No.
But some sort of charlatan.
I mean, I wouldn't say charlatan, but yeah, they perform tricks that makes you think that they're doing magic for entertainment.
In a way, that is its own kind of magic, I suppose.
Anybody who can see Robin while you're talking about that, like her face, got a look on it.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot to unpack right there. Damn. Especially since he was supposed to give your quote-unquote charlatan father a second chance at restoring his career. So, yeah.
I think, and I think she would process for a second, and she might chime in, and she'd be like, not to shift focus or anything, but are you sure you've not heard of the United States or Seattle or possibly my father, Arthur Keller?
Your father, Arthur Keller. I've met a few Arthurs, and the Keller definitely sounds like, You're sure you're not from Darkon?
I think she would pull out her phone, which I'm pretty sure she also has one of.
Okay. He looks quizzically at the phone.
And she's going to open it up to her email, which I guess I'd probably need to do a power check as well.
Sure. Is this your first time opening the phone since you came through?
Yes.
Okay.
Or at least that we've talked about.
All right. Give me a D20. That'll set the percentage. And then from then on, every time you pull it out, you want to get under the... Oh, no. So you have 5% battery left.
All right. Well, she's gonna use it.
Okay.
She is going to pull up an email.
Oh, his eyebrows are no longer like, heavy hooded over his eyes. They're like up, like what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, and Art had sent her an email with like a communication about the agent, and like included a picture from his website. I think with it, and so she's pulling that up and like shows him basically a picture of himself.
Okay. He looks at it, and the guy in the picture is wearing like a necktie, and he kind of like reaches to his open shirt like almost like reflexively, like wondering like, I wonder what a necktie feels like, kind of thing as he's looking at it. And he says, what a fascinating device you have. This is some sort of magic then that stores pictures on it?
It's one of the things it does. She'll put it away to preserve whatever battery is left.
Huh. And this person that has my name and my face, he is a friend of your father?
I don't know that they ever met in person, but he's the reason that I'm here and that my father is buried out in the woods somewhere. And he's the reason all of us got together originally. She'll gesture around the table, just kind of like if anyone wants to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that, but I did hear your name when we first got to the house back in Seattle. That kind of led us here.
The house in Seattle led you here.
Yeah, we came into a house. And then weird stuff started happening to the house. Suits of armor started walking around and attacking us. The place got dark and like destroyed, and it looked very old.
I know what's happened.
All of a sudden, mist started forming outside.
The Durst Manor.
Yes, that's the name of the house. Yes.
Yes, unfortunately, the haunting at that place has taken on some unusual extraplanar properties. It hunts other worlds than these. No longer content with the scraps it manages to find here. It disguises itself like some sort of assassin. Like a plant that looks beautiful and unassuming until the fly is too close to escape.
Can Jason tell if he's being truthful?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, I'll definitely go for one too.
And if you are not sure your character would understand like interdimensional or multiversal or whatever, that's totally up to you, because you live in the year 2023. We got superhero movies coming out every other day. You could just do a intelligence history to kind of represent like your meta knowledge of whether how versed your character might be on that. That's totally up to you guys though, because that in my opinion that's common knowledge at this point.
Yeah, Anne's a big fan of She-Hulk, so.
Okay, fair enough. Ooh, all right. Jason, with that check, you feel like he either is an incredibly good actor, or he really, for real, like doesn't know. Like it's hard to say.
All right.
Yeah. Wayne, he seems like pretty sincere with his curiosity about this, and also with the story about the house hunting interdimensionally. Like he's talking about it in a very matter-of-fact way, like oh yeah, that neighbor's dog went rabid, started like going after everybody's chickens. Like just it's like a normal thing for a house to be sentient and hunt people across dimensions.
Okay. I'm still wary of him because
with
his house is his horse is so angry. Like that, there's got to be a cause for that,
right? Yeah, I mean, you could feel free to kind of interpret it however you want. And yeah, he seems to be like as he is presenting himself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he says, "It is a pity. I am more curious about why my likeness and name would have been used for such purposes." And that's when Leo bangs his fist on the table and he says, "Stop the fucking shit, man. I don't know if I spoke with you, because the guy on the phone, he didn't sound like you. Kind of sounded like you, little Eastern European, but I've been working with you, or whoever, for months. Okay, and then I brought my friend here, like in on this, because you said there was opportunity, and now he almost died. His body's all messed up. How's he gonna compete? Like, if he ever wanted to do that again, like he almost got killed, man. We almost all got killed. Her dad got killed, man. This woman right here, she wasn't that big when we started. She got killed, man. Like, people are dying. We're in a horror movie. Just cut the shit. Just cut the shit. Who are you? And why are you doing this to us? And he just kind of is physically shaking, Jason. And Henry looks at Leo and just gives one nod. And Von Holtz just looks around. He says, I'm very sorry for whatever has happened to you, but I don't know what this is all about. If you were eaten by that house, it is likely for a reason. Those who are taken by it and survive, they're usually a cut above the rest. They usually have abilities or strength or magic or a sense of self so powerful that they overcome whatever horrors that they might face.
You really seem like you know a lot about this. Have you met people who have come through before?
And the door to the kitchen opens, and Ismar comes in, puts down the ham, the potato, salad. The ham's the only warm thing. Puts on the potato salad. There's some kind of pudding. And then there's like some more bread. And then he puts 2 jugs of wine and 1 jug of mead. Goes back to the kitchen. And sorry, he didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah. And Von Holtz says, well, yes, every year or so, sometimes more than once in a year, we'll have outsiders either wander in through the mist or come here through magical mishap, and then ever so rarely, there'll be some who are taken by the death house. Worlds like Darkon, once our neighbors, Ravnica, a great city. The entire world apparently is a city. A place called Faerun. Lots of magic people there. There's a world called Kryn. There's just so many. I myself have met only a handful of these travelers, and they always manage to stir up a lot of trouble, make a lot of big change in the world.
Did any of these travelers you met also accuse you of what happened to us?
I can't say that they have, no.
How I would like to insight.
Sure.
When Chris says that, I want to like whisper to Jason and maybe Leo and says, "What was the name of the guy who greeted us at the house?" The groundskeeper.
Argo.
Argo?
Leo says, no. Aragol.
Aragol.
Aragol, that was his name.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, as you're asking him this, Chris, he says, no one has ever accused me of such a thing. I've been accused of many things. My work puts me in an awkward position. Many assume the worst of me because I do my best to carry out the Dark Lord's bidding throughout the realm, check in on the settlements, make sure laws being followed, taxes are being paid, but it's never. I've never been accused of something like that. No.
Have you ever heard of a person named Aragol?
He grimaces and he says, that person. Yes. He's a big shot among the Vistani. He's also in very good favor with my master.
And if I remember correctly, someone said that the Vistani can leave and come while they want, or they're allowed to.
Yes.
And looks at everybody.
I see. So you've met this Aragol?
That was the person who greeted us at the house back in our world.
On your behalf.
He slaps his hand down on the table, not as hard as like Jason punched the table, but enough to, shake the table a bit, and he says, that rat, that knave. This is upsetting news to me. I know exactly where I'll be going after I leave the village of Barovia. I do not like to have my image and name besmirched and some magical trinket used in some foolish deception. No doubt, he sought to implicate me in some mischief so that I would lose favor with my master, while he gained more and more. He and I are constantly at odds. Let me explain. Aragol. Perhaps. You are aware of the nature of the Dark Lord?
We've heard of him.
Yeah, we've heard of him. We know you're not supposed to say his name.
He's gonna roll an insight to see if you've heard more than you're letting on. Are you trying to bluff and not tell him everything that you know?
So I'm just trying to remember what we do know. Because I know Meta, we know he's a vampire, but I'm trying to think if we know he's a vampire in character. I'm trying to remember.
We might suspect because of his brides going out and biting people.
No. We've been straight up told that he's a vampire.
Then and then En's not going to try and hide that.
Okay. He has great power, but with it comes a curse of immortality. And it is said that after enough time, one grows bored with everything. Aragol's job, if you could call it that, is to find entertainment. Those exceptional people I was telling you about, he is the sort of man who can recruit them. Among the Vistani, the women are known for their powers of divination and seeing the far future. But the men are no stranger to similar gifts. Aragol has a sight that looks beyond the mist and beyond realms. He dreams of champions, and then he seeks them out.
So he, you're saying this Aragol was the one who probably tried to swindle us into going to that
I would say that house. Since you're sitting here now with me for lunch, I would say that he succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
And is there some enmity between the two of you that he would involve you in this?
Absolutely. Many vie for the Dark Lord's favor. I am unashamed to say that I am one of them. I will never rise to the esteemed ranks that Rahadim holds, or any of the Master's brides, but I try, with my limited capabilities, to be of use. Aragorn sees me as his closest competition.
Robin would like to insight check him on all of that.
Yeah, sure. You get the feeling that Aragorn is one of those people that definitely would backstab and dirty double cross to gain 1 inch over his competition. And that this guy has had to deal with similar things before.
Hey,
honestly, this is going to sound crazy. I almost wonder if he did that hoping that you would come and kill me if you ever found me. I suppose I should consider myself lucky that you have not drawn your firearms and just murdered me right here in Kolyon's home. I can only imagine the frustration, the anger, the confusion that you must feel. And then my face has been plastered all over it. My name besmirched, branded into your memories as the reason that you are here.
Hey, Leo. Does the guy you talked on the phone sound like him?
Leo is going to roll a. It's in the past now, so I feel like his perception would not weigh in on this. It would probably be.
It'd be history check, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Give me a history check for Leo, Jason.
Would I be able to use patient teacher on it?
Yeah, if you want.
I will do that also. And you need a history check on Leo,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, this is just you trying to remember.
There you go.
You know, the more you think about it, the guy, it sounded like the groundskeeper a little bit that he's been talking to. And Leo, maybe in his heart of hearts, is a little ashamed because he just was kind of like, they all sound like they're from Grand Theft Auto 4, you know what I'm saying? Like one Eastern European guy's just every other Eastern European guy, Borat, my wife. But you can see that anger is now just kind of floating around there unfocused. Jason.
Well, now we know.
Robin's going to kind of nod. She's going to say, the Dark Lord, if he's bored, what and if we're brought here to be his playthings, what does that mean? What does he have in store for us?
Not all would be his playthings. Though he does have appetites that run a broad and deep spectrum. No, he I think, and this is just my own theory, and I hope that it just stays in this room, but I think that he misses his life. I think that he misses being a soldier, being a hero. I think he misses seeing heroes, heroics. I think that he too knows that this land is cursed, and these are very, very dark times. I think that he allows Ergol to bring these people in, that he might look upon such heroics again. That he might remember. And for a time, many do great good. But frequently, they find themselves corrupted by power, by temptation, by despair.
In the past, did he let these people just do whatever they wanted? I don't mean in a sense of like robbing and stealing stuff, but like, did he not really intervene with them at all?
I will be honest. We don't have many bards to sing songs and tell tales. Some finds that working for him is an amenable end. Others earn their way home. But
And how do they do that?
it is different for each.
Is there
Robin's
any
gonna
of
nod.
them still living here in Barovia? You said you meet a few of them.
Well, there was this wizard a year ago. He really got it in his head that he could free all of Barovia from this dark curse that it's under by defeating the Dark Lord. But wizards being wizards, he wanted to make sure he had plenty of bodies between him and his enemy. He used his magics and his power to round up as many other would-be heroes and angry peasants as possible. They stormed the castle. It did not go well. The battle that they fought raged across the skies above the castle, backlit by a thunderous storm. Magic exploding in the air. In the end, though, the wizard was laid low. His body tumbled from the sky, hundreds of feet to the ravine, into the river, or so they say. The body was never found. Perhaps the wizard survived, but he has not been seen.
Has no one seen his soul in that Great March thing?
Ah, you are familiar with the parade of the damned. Yes.
I heard about it.
That would be a good way to know for sure. I myself don't partake in such a ghastly pastime as watching the parade, but now that you mention it, it might be a good way to know for sure.
Is there... You said there are people who have won their freedom before. Would it be worthwhile for us to seek audience and ask what could be done to seek our freedom?
Well, I suppose you could seek audience. You'd have to travel to the castle. It'd be very presumptuous to do so. And the lands around the castle are quite dangerous. Creatures of darkness are drawn to Castle Ravenloft, like moths to a flame. I myself am protected by a brand placed upon me by my master.
Do you... Knowing our story, could you mention us?
When I return to the castle, I will mention you. And if the Dark Lord seeks you out, it will either be me or an elf named Rahadim who seeks you out, likely with an invitation. That invitation will serve as a sort of talisman Without it, your journey to Castle Ravenloft will likely end in your horrible deaths. But with it, you should be protected by the many evils that prowl in the dark. My advice to you, there's a woman. Her name is Madame Eva. She is an ancient Vistani, and her camp is relatively close to the village of Barovia. She is said to be a great seer. Perhaps she could help you. And you hear like heavy breathing to your right. And kind of side-eyeing, you see that Irene is just hanging on every word that this guy says. So a little bit of drool, just a little bit of drool.
I tap her, I poke her in her side.
Huh? Oh. Yes?
No, you just seem like you
I'm
weren't eating your
fine.
food.
Yeah, she just starts shoveling potato salad in her mouth, like 4 forkfuls of it, and starts trying to talk to you, and then starts choking on the potato salad.
I'll pat her back.
Okay. Give me a strength medicine.
Strength medicine. Oh no. All right. Strength medicine.
Okay.
Strength medicine.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of back pats before she finally spits up a little bit of potato salad and then swallows the rest.
Okay.
Just thank you. And Vasily says, absolutely fascinating. Earth.
Yeah.
Since you don't always make contact with these folks, is it possible that another party from Earth is here?
Oh, it's certainly possible. Many, again, wander in through the mists. Some speak languages that no one understands, though normally the mists take care of that problem. It has sort of a, what is a good word? The process that they do with the dairy, homogenizing effect. Those from outside obviously would never speak our native Barovian, but here you are, let alone read it, for the alphabet is completely unique.
Yeah, I guess that's. Now that you think about it, you did show him the email, right?
Oh, I thought we were all just speaking English this whole time.
English, huh? And that is what you speak on Earth.
Yes.
Everyone.
Well, most people.
It's the most common. I guess it's the most common, especially it's the most common tongue in our country.
Even the elves and the dwarves.
There are no elves or dwarves.
Yeah, there's no
It's
elves.
It's only humans and animals.
Ah, talking animals.
No.
Only in plays.
Huh.
I'm sorry to, again, shift the topic back from our world to this, but Madame Eva, you say she's a seer. What sort of help can she provide us?
I don't know. I only know that she makes it a point to aid those who have been brought here by Aragorn. If he is the devil of your story, she would be the guardian angel. Does that make sense then?
Robin will nod.
I honestly wish I knew more. I have very little time for studies of the arcane. I have no real magic myself, a few parlor tricks. I guess I was not born with the spark of magic, or the weave, as they say in the Faerun, but I am fascinated by it. Fascinated by these other worlds, this multiverse. Fortunately, my employment gives me access to a vast library of books. So when I do have such time, I dedicate it to my studies. Well, Kolyan, there was supposed to be a lunch between the two of us. Should we just move on discussion about the state of the village and the danger to the Dark Lord's taxes to this evening, perhaps over drinks? And Eastmark kind of scowls and says, there's much that we need to discuss, Mr. von Holtz. Very much that we need to discuss. You will be here this evening, then? And he says, of course, I would never travel the roads at night if I didn't have to. And then Eastmark says, does your mark not protect you on the roads? And he smiles grimly and says, between the speed of my mount and the Dark Lord's protection, I am able to travel in relative comfort. But there are some threats that pay no heed to the Dark Lord's power. I am just as vulnerable to them as you are. I try my best to not press my luck if I don't have to. Eastmark kind of scowls again, says, all right. Father, if it's all right, I'd like to be at this meeting as well. And Irene says, and I would be at this meeting too. I have many things also to say about the village, and there's a plague. Maybe with your studies of the arcane, I could present what I found so far. You might have suggestions. And he says, certainly. Whatever I can do to help. All right. And, people are kind of finishing up their food. Did you guys want to talk to Kolyan, this guy, the siblings? What's
We still want to ask Kolyan about work.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's appropriate to ask at the table while we're eating.
I mean, it was supposed to be a business meeting. That they just said that they're going to push their business to later in the day because lunch is kind of over because something more interesting came up.
Okay. And we'll look at Robin and then look at Kolyan and say, your two children have done a lot to help us, and they told us that that you were looking for someone to do some work for you. We're kind of new here in the, coming, I guess, in all of Barovia, and new into this town too, and we only have enough of a stay for, I guess, 2 more days, so I'd like to earn our keep.
Kolyan looks at you and says, yeah, certainly. Yes, we're currently dealing with several missing persons, which my son has been trying his best to figure out the source of this, but any assistance would be appreciated, much as you did today. He will have more details for you about where he is at in the investigation, and perhaps you will have suggestions on maybe a different avenue that he has not thought to approach. There is also the case of this plague that is affecting the villagers. Some people are getting very sick, and when the sickness passes through them, it leaves them not just dead, but undead. They arise as zombies, and those zombies are infectious, biting others and spreading that infection. So
Yeah,
if you could give assistance to Arinia, I'm sure I would be able to find money to pay you for your services. The largest task I would ask, though, is if you have, once you are rested, if you feel capable enough, I would very much like you to go and speak on my behalf with the Burgomeister of Valakai. Plead my case to reopen trade. And then he turns and he looks to Vasily and he says, I know, based on what you've said, the reason for the trade routes being closed now. But they need to reopen.
Would this not fall to one of your own family?
Well, Kalyan says, well, that is it. You would take me. You will be my escorts on the road. And then Ismark says, Father, what? And he says, it is fine. I will go. You two will stay and run the village in my absence. And Ismark looks around at all of you like, these guys are all right, but they're not going to be able to keep my dad safe. Like, I mean, it's kind of undisguised on his face. And he says, wait, Father, what if we went in your stead? You're old. You have injury that never healed. This is not good for you to travel, especially not this time of year with the damp. Please, think about this. Also, the people of the village, they will not listen to us. If you leave, it is as good as you dying. Just, please, think about it. Irenia and I, we could go in your stead, we could plead your case. You just tell us what we need to say. And why is this man not pleading the case, huh? And then Irenia grabs his arm and tries to pull it down in like a panic. And you see Von Holtz's brow furrow. And he says, I only knew a bit of what your father had told me. And I explained the situation in Valakai. And we were going to discuss possible options for reopening the trade route when you and your guest arrived. I have no other plans this afternoon. If you'd like, I will restate what I said earlier to your father, so that all might listen. Ismark looks at all you guys.
I'll look at Ismark and then look at Vasily.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He says, all right. And he kind of clears like the serving platter, like kind of scoots the rest of the ham to the side. And then with like bits of food, he does like a rough map, basically. And he says, we're here. Castle Ravenloft is here. There's a long winding trade route that goes through the forested hills, up and up to the town of Valakai. It is the largest remaining settlement in the area. Now, here is where things have gotten a bit tricky. It used to serve as the heart of the realm, the central point of civilization and trade, so that the people of Berez, no longer with us, and, well, many, over a century not with us, possibly more, but all of the smaller towns, all of the larger villages, Krezik and the village of Barovia, it served as a hub that all might have trade flow into and out of the town of Valakai. But recently, in the last few weeks or months, the Burgomeister of Valakai, he has become very paranoid. He believes he has found a way to save the people of Valakai from this realm. He's taken it into his head that if the town of Valakai is always happy and always at joy and always safe, that their positivity, I'm so sorry, that their joy and positivity will create a magical effect that will shift the entire town from this realm to another more joyful place. As part of this initiative, he has locked down the town and is restricting trade and entrance to and from the town. He's banned Vistani and travelers alike.
Mm.
He, being the Burgomeister of the most prosperous settlement in the realm, he has plenty of food and supplies, enough at least to last him until the spring, he and his people. But he doesn't seem to care that he's cut off the life's blood from the rest of the realm. And all reports that I have heard from inside the town say that he is somewhat of a madman now, obsessed with joy and happiness, forcing everyone to have parades and parties. He is ruining one of the last good things this land had. And you can see its effects here in the village of Barovia. Without medicine, without supplies, they have nothing. They have no way of earning any money, for trade has been all but shut down. And without the Valakian guards patrolling the trade routes, well, they're far too dangerous for people to brave alone. Horses are in short supply, carriages more so. Mercenaries. What are we to do?
Yeah, if he's as mad as you're saying, I guess the easiest way to convince him is tell him that I guess I don't know, spreading happiness to the rest of the world will make his process faster. I don't know, something like that.
We have someone in our world who had a city that became a shining beacon. It's called Orlando, and people would go there saying,
like this name, Orlando.
People
sounds like a handsome man's name.
Yes, I can see how that would apply. People would say it was the happiest place on earth, and travel from all over our world there, and the things that were created there and at their sister cities in California and other places in our world would export all across the world and bring happiness to everyone. Perhaps this is a message that we could help bring to him.
Interesting. Do you hear that, Kolion? These outsiders, they could bring a fresh perspective, perhaps, to Baron Vargas Valakovich's addled mind. You had good instincts to try and hire them as your mercenaries. Tell you what, I don't carry much coin on me when I travel, but I'm willing to pay each of you 5 gold if you would agree to guard Kolion on his journey to the town of Valakai. Whenever that happens to be.
Actually,
I mean that seems all fine, but I'm sorry, but the main problem here is Bill's rat. He's the reason that the town's dying.
Really? What is he doing?
He's waiting for trade for Valakai to open up so he can just sell his goods at really high prices, and he's basically locked out the entire market here and has no problem with people starving and not being able to be warm and stuff like that.
Vasily looks disgusted, and he looks over at Kolyan with a look of accusation on his face. Eastmark immediately butts in and says, well, that was one of the things that we were going to discuss today. Much as you did not get a chance to tell us everything, we have not had a chance to tell you everything. And Kolyan sees what his son's trying to do because, noble, so he's got, got them social skills, you know what I'm saying? Maybe society. And he says, son, there is no reason to try to defend me. Yes, Vildrath is like a cancerous tumor in this town. I did not want to admit it, but my strict adherence to the laws and my fear of abusing my own power has allowed him to essentially destroy trade in this town. And then I have nearly bankrupted myself and my family trying to keep everyone going, even though they've lost almost everything. I was probably not going to bring it up, Mr. Von Holtz, because I was a bit ashamed that I let things get this bad. And Von Holtz is steepling his fingers. And he's kind of staring at his steepled fingers with his heavy brow, just kind of like he kind of looking like fucking Brock from Pokemon right now, with how heavy his brow is looking. And he says to you, Chris, he says, how long did you speak with and see this man to come to your conclusion? I sensed something about you. You and this other one, you are soldiers. You have been to war. I can see it in your eye.
It only took me a couple minutes talking to him.
He is a war profiteer.
Yes, people like that need removed.
I see.
Robin will say, in our world, we have laws when there are disasters,
economic abuses,
corruption,
and corruption, price gouging laws, for instance, and things. I don't know your system here, or what the legalities are.
The Dark Lord believes in a free market, that the strong and the clever should outpace the weak and the slow. But he also believes in honor, and it sounds like this man has none.
He's got none. He wouldn't even admit when he sent us to go looking after his own stolen goods. The people in this town, they're so desperate, they've got no choice but to take what they can from him because he's charging ridiculous prices. It's just unreasonable. I've seen people like him before.
Arena spouts out. He wanted 250 gold pieces for one potion of healing. He was charging 25 gold pieces for a rope.
So
and then,
Smith and Tools don't cost 300 gold.
When you say that, Von Holt stops like steepling his fingers, and you see his eyes bulge like almost like a cartoon, like from underneath his eyebrows at like the audacity of that number you just said. And Eastmark says, well, 300, he probably thought since they were outsiders, they don't know how money works. But it's still a real bastard move. He's just a real bastard. And Kolyan looks at his son like, you savage. Like, he just, like, come on, man. Like, you cussing in front of, like, the people from the castle. Von Holtz then says, well, it sounds like you have capable people here to assist you. I can't abide such behavior, and I am pretty sure that the Dark Lord will not approve. I hate to cancel our dinner arrangements, but Colion, if you could quickly and succinctly write down the other points that were going to be brought up at the meeting, I would very much like to return to the castle before it is too late. I want to bring word to the Dark Lord of just what is happening here.
Before you go, I know you were planning to pay us to help escort Colion when the time comes. If it would, what we need more is more of a equipment. If you can come with us to Bilvath's shop and purchase the equipment for us.
I see. You want to see if he's willing to charge me, an emissary from Castle Ravenloft, the same outrageous rates he's charging others.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly. Shall we go now?
Look at everybody.
Sure.
Colion kind of mutters like, "Oh, this is very unusual." Sure.
If I may ask, briefly before we go, with the Lord's laws here, what legally can be done is to someone who acts like this? I would hate to respond in any way that would put us in your Lord's dark graces if we were to respond in a way that would not...
Wait, you want to be in his good graces, or do you not want to be in his good graces?
I want to make sure we operate within the laws of the land.
Ah, yes. Well, unfortunately, it does sound like he is operating within the laws of the land. And Colion did exactly what he should have done. Should Colion have cut him down or accused him of a crime he didn't commit just to gain access to those goods? That would have been frowned upon, most assuredly. That is the actions of a tyrant.
As far as honor is concerned, what ways are there to defend honor within the laws of the realm?
Well,
in days of past and our land of Earth, there used to be honorable duels.
I see. If anyone is foolish enough to accept such a duel, then yes, a duel is a way of settling grievances. Though the terms of the duel must be agreed upon beforehand. And you most assuredly would want witnesses, otherwise it's your word against them. I didn't murder him. We were having a duel. But a man like this doesn't seem like the sort who would be goaded into a duel.
Yes. I do want to be frank with you, Mr. Vasily. We went out looking for some of those goods on Bildred's request. He didn't say, he just said he knew that there were goods out there. I just suspect that they were stolen. All we found was a bag on a corpse. I took some rope and supplies from that bag. He may accuse us of thieves.
Interesting. And why were you seeking out these bags on his behalf? He wanted you to retrieve stolen goods for him?
I suspect that he wanted us to retrieve stolen goods for him.
What he told us is that people left and that he wanted us to go and retrieve the items that were by the bridge because people left there, and he expected they were dead, and wanted us to retrieve the items. I don't know how he knew that.
We agreed to do it because people were going missing anyways, and I'm sure you noticed Dear Ann here, she's got a prosthetic leg and it's just not fitting right, so we needed to do whatever we could to get a hand on those smith tools he's got, and he offered us a discount. But I realized pretty quickly after we got there we weren't going to be getting no discount for returning his sake bag with some rope in it.
How would he know about people being attacked at the bridge?
I was starting to suspect that maybe he was marking them, and that once people went to the bridge, they would get attacked, and that's what I thought that straw was. But then you talked about the straw man or whatever, so I figured maybe that's what that was. But it could be not on the up and up. It's definitely fishy. I confronted him and asked him if they were stolen. I'm quite sure they were stolen from him.
All right. I don't mind going to speak with him. Do you want to come with me, or do you trust me to do it on my own?
Well, we need to get there to see if we can get that discount. Anyways.
Okay. So everybody's gonna head on over to the shop?
Yeah.
I know Anne wants to go. Anne wants to.
All right. Let's see. We'll do a scene, that way we could fit everybody a little bit better, because it's a very small shop.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no. Some people are outside the lines, and they're just dead now. They're just dead. Alright. Let's see. The scenes look great for like roleplay, but I always feel like our miniatures are laughably small whenever I put them onto the scenes. So, oh well. I might have to go through and start scaling them all up. Let's see. Alright, just trying to boot it up. Okay, and then all right. So as you guys head across town to go meet with this guy, I guess I'll change the music down. There we go. Let's see. Everyone's on foot. Nobody's taking any horses. Just walking across town. At this point, it is probably. Yeah, I think you guys talked to him for a hot minute, and waited for food and stuff. So we'll say that it's about 2 in the afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon. All right. So, when you arrive, you hear crying from inside the shop, and Anne, you and Irenia, you both recognize it right away that it is Periwinkle. The door to the shop is closed, and the windows, but the windows are still open. What do you do?
I
haven't moved you guys over to the map yet.
Yeah.
So I'm just
the door is closed and there's like a closed sign, or is it like the shop?
No,
closed?
the door's just closed. That's
all. I think Anne would just go ahead and walk in, but unless anybody tries to stop her.
No, Wayne would be right there too.
Okay. All right. As you open the door, you smell the iron tang of blood, and you let's see. You see Periwimple is on the floor, on his knees, and he is holding his uncle, and his uncle's neck is at a very bad angle, and there's like a lot of blood.
How does Periwimple look? Does he look like he was beaten?
He looks like he is distraught, and that he is emotionally overwhelmed, and he has blood on his hands.
Any bruises on his face, or like he was struck or whipped or anything like that?
I mean, not that you can see immediately. But as you kind of come in, he looks around, like seeing everyone but not seeing everyone, and then his eyes pass over Chris, and then he kind of realizes that Chris is there, and then his eyes stop on Anne, and you see recognition, and he says, I would. I was strong. I was strong. I was strong.
Okay. Periwinkle, what happened? Start from the beginning. What happened?
I came back. He wanted to see what was there. I gave him back. He was very upset. He asked me what happened. I told him everything that happened. He got so mad. He wanted to hit me, but I remembered this guy. He said that did not have to happen anymore. You said to be strong. So I caught his hand. What he wanted to slap me. And then I was so mad. I was so mad that I started to hit him. But he's not waking up now.
Okay.
And now you see that there's like a pristine medicine kit, and it's just like ripped open, shit's been dumped out, like that Vildras busted body. It's got like there's like bloody bandages wrapped around it poorly. Like he tried to fix him basically.
It's okay, Periwimple. I know you didn't mean to. I know.
I did. I was strong, like you said.
Yes. You're strong. I understand.
You are heroes. You can save him with your magics. Like in story, you can use magics to heal him.
I don't have.
He's not waking up, and
I know.
I just got so mad. I got so mad because he is always mean. You were nice, and he was mean, and then these guys stole stuff, and then he knew I was going to get in trouble, and he didn't care. And no one cares about me. No one cares about me.
It's gonna walk up to him. Says, it's okay, Periwimple. Stand up. Step away from your uncle, and look at me.
You're beautiful.
Okay. And now, I'm gonna let you know that it's gonna be okay. Okay?
Give me a persuasion check.
I'll use my inspiration on this.
If you want an NPC vibe check, Dunbar is making very sad dog sounds and kind of sticking to Wayne. Henry is staring stoically at the scene. Kolyan looks horrified and just anguished. Eastmark does not look surprised. Irenia looks very upset, like near the brink of hysterics. Leo is just smoking maybe his last cigarette and just kind of watching the scene with well, that's one way to solve things kind of expression on his face. And Vasily von Holtz is standing back watching you guys and seeing what you guys do.
So Robin doesn't really know who this person is.
Yeah.
But obviously she sees that Anne does. So she's going to kind of like sidle over to next to Ismark and just kind of whisper to him and be like, what are your laws about murder and self-defense?
If you're rich, you just pay it like a fine. If you're poor, you obviously can't pay fines, so you pretty much just get executed.
She's going to kind of gesture. What is the shopkeeper's name? Bildrath. Did Bildrath have any other heirs?
No, which is going to look really bad, because the townsfolk would argue, one, he is a simpleton, and two, in any other case, if a boy killed his father, he should not inherit his father's estate, regardless of why. You honor your mother and your father.
I think we're overlooking a simple solution here.
What do you think it is, Wayne?
Well, Periwinkle accidentally killed his uncle. And if the law states that he should not inherit the assets of the shop, although technically he would, as his next of kin, what if that fine were to be paid to the community as opposed to the Burgomeister by releasing these goods to the greater population? And Periwinkle becomes a ward of the state, if you will.
But Von Holtz raises a thick eyebrow, and then he looks over at Kolyan, and Kolyan says, kind of moves forward a bit, and says, your words are quite wise, Wayne Larson. This boy. But he is a man, but he is a boy.
Special circumstances, mitigating circumstances. He was abused by his uncle. He has the body of a man, strength of many men, the mind of a child. How would any child in that position respond to their sole familial member beating them on a regular basis?
He obviously has remorse for what he's done. She gestures to the healer's kit.
Those of you with training in insight, probably Anne. Anne has the highest insight right now, I think, with all the penalties people are dragging around. Kolyan is in... He's been asked a moral dilemma before his D&D session, because essentially his boss would be this guy, right? Because he's representing Castle Ravenloft. So in front of his boss, he has to decide whether to follow the letter of the law or cleanly navigate a solution that does not make it seem like he is going to, make a regular basis of, allowing the breaking of the law to happen. Essentially, rule of cooling it without it becoming an official homebrew rule. He definitely looks pensive and like he's really thinking it through. Irenia respects her father enough to not rush over and try to convince him one way or the other. Ismark is just stoically watching his father, Von Holtz, and Periwinkle, and occasionally glancing over at Wayne. And Colion says, we will need time to think this over. For now. And he's just like really kind of like sighing deep. He says, the man will be taken into custody. And no punishment will be met out. We will find out exactly what happened. And then a decision will be made. I will not make such an important decision so hastily when there is time to sort through and find a better answer.
Robin will nod, and she's going to interject. She's going to say, that is very wise. No decisions should be made in the heat of the moment. That is what leads to disastrous outcomes. Steady head is what is required here.
All right, he nods to Ismark and Irenia, and they kind of go over to the yeah.
And as they come next to him, I'm gonna say, Periwinkle, look, you know that, and I know you know this, that this shouldn't have happened. You shouldn't have. You tried to help him too, and I saw that. So you're gonna be in trouble, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay.
They're going to put me on the. They're going to hang me up. And the birds are going to come. And they're going to eat me. They're going to eat my face and my mouth.
No, not right.
And Ismark says, with kind of a shaky voice, he says, "That won't happen. But you do need to come with us. Come on. You can come stay at our house for a little bit." And Irenia says, "Da, you can come stay at our place, and you can see my horse. You can help me brush my horse, and it will be very nice. Okay?" And he just kind of looks around in a daze, and he looks at Anne, and then he says, "Da, okay, okay." All right, and they kind of lead him out, and kind of before they leave, though, Irenia kind of takes out her medicine kit, and she kind of cleans the blood and off of his hands and stuff like that. Gets him sort of presentable, and then they head outside because people gossip, and heads away.
Before we leave, what's to become of the of Bildrath and the shop in the short term? Presume we need to lock up. Do we need to ensure that the Bildrath doesn't reanimate?
I hate to ask this of you, but is it possible for you to take Bildrath's body to the Church of the Morning Lord? Father Donovich will not ask any questions. Tell him it was an accident and that the body needs to be consecrated and prepared for burial. Tell him that I will pay for the services.
Very well. We can do that.
I will remain here until Ismark returns, and then we will lock up the property for now. And this whole time, Vasily von Holtz has said nothing.
If Bildrath was being stolen from, it may not be enough to lock it up. People are going to become suspicious. and they may break in and try and steal again. And these goods are needed by the town. I suggest you set up people to watch it. Any kind of deterrent is enough.
Robin would like to insight Vasily at some point here, just to see if he can get a read on what he's thinking.
Ooh, okay. He is essentially watching and grading Kolion's performance and all of you. Like he is basically studying all of you.
Is there any betrayal on his face or anything of what he is thinking of what he's seeing?
Not that you could tell. It is very much just the artwork as shown. Just a cold smolder as he kind of watches all of you.
When Colion said to take his body to the church, Anne's gonna stand up and say, "Can we cover it with with this blanket over here?"
Certainly, certainly. And he goes in to kind of help you, sort of wrap the body up and whatnot. He looks at you, Chris, and he says, "Yes, once Ismark returns, we will make arrangements to have the shop looked at. It's quite the treasure trove, so I am not wanting anyone to get ideas."
Chris will nod. And he'll move to help gather up village rat.
Okay. All right, so as you guys are preparing to leave, Colion gives you directions to the church, and Von Holtz says, Indorovich, I'll stay here with you until your son returns. We have much to discuss.
Are both Ismark and Irina going with us, or just Ismark?
Oh, Ismark and Irina are gone.
Yeah, they left.
Yeah. Yeah, they took Periwimple back to their house.
Okay.
All right, so I guess I'll take you guys back to the village map for now. Or the landing page. All right, so let's see. These people are over here. And this guy, we'll say, is over here. All right, and then you guys have this dead dude. There you go.
And a free blanket.
And a free blanket. Very nice. I think that's like
Robin
depending on the quality of the blanket. I guess. I think Robin is very scared of how lawful evil this place is. It doesn't want to accidentally get killed or maimed for a good act of wrapping the body up. That was the vibe I got from it, but I don't know.
She doesn't want to piss off. She thinks that there's a chance to go see the Dark Lord and get a quest to get out of here, and she doesn't want to piss him off before.
Oh my gosh!
They get a chance to do that.
That attitude, it's just like you're all in for the shit now. She's just all in for the shit.
Quest.
A quest. That is
the Dark Lord.
That is their best lead to get out of here. Like he literally said that people have been able to get out because of it.
No, but I just like in modern isekai when there is a person that just they hit a breaking point and they just go all in for that shit. They're just like we're doing quests, we're finding NPCs, we're just fucking doing it. That's we're in a game, we're gonna play the game, we're gonna win. Like I feel like that's where you're kind of heading with Robin. It's like she's just like fuck it. You know what? Different world, different rules, whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
That is where she is heading.
All right. So the church is the northernmost part of the town. It's a lovely structure. Let me show you. Let me show you how lovely the structure is. Let's see. Where's the outside of the church? Ah, here we go. So this is the church. There's a steeple. In the early morning and the evening, sometimes there's people. So, yeah. You see a decrepit church. It looks like if someone had a calendar of most haunted churches in the world, and this was just like the October version. It's just yeah.
It's like if Thomas Kincaid went evil.
Yes. It is the quaintest little church that is somehow so ominous and so spooky. Broken down, in disrepair, yet the spires, the roof, the steeple, the iron prongs of the fence stand tall and sharp, pointing skyward. In this overcast afternoon, it is just clouded in shadow. You see two lanterns hanging by the front entrance. They weakly try to illuminate the dull gray afternoon. They also are lacking a groundskeeper here. And you look to the back, and you can see this graveyard out back that looks like it's doing a pretty boom business right now. A lot of graves. There are a handful of mausoleums and tombs as well. That seems to be kind of out back behind the church. All right. So yeah, you guys are all strangers in a strange land, and I guess you head into the church. Unless you look at the church and you're like, nah, and you just drop the body off and just leave. It's up to you. It's a sandbox game.
Yeah, I'll if Anne's carrying the body, she'll bring it to and look for the person they told us to look for, Father Donovich.
Okay. All right. And as you approach the doors are currently closed. You think you hear something or someone shouting inside the church. There's like a weird kind of crying. And it's just like a shouting. It's just almost hysterical. They shout, "I'm so hungry. Please."
The support
Please.
Support for this campaign. God dang it. All right. Anne's gonna Is someone in there? Are you okay?
No, hold on. We don't know what we're dealing with. Maybe we need to recon a little bit. If it's such a no big deal just to drop the body off to Father Donovich, we shouldn't be hearing someone screaming about being hungry. This could be someone detained by the father. It could be someone who's gone mad, eating people. We don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, let's take a look around the perimeter. I'm gonna start sneaking around the church, looking in all the windows, see if I can find anything unsettling or appealing.
Around the so just looking at the church, you're looking for
no,
anything?
I'm like walking around the perimeter, looking through all the windows. And shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I am doing this stealthily.
Oh, don't worry, because I have a full overhead map of the entire church property.
Oh, good.
Oh wait, maybe not. Maybe I just have the graveyard. Oh well. Let's see. Yeah, because the maps are animated, it's kind of one of those situations. But here, I'll cram you guys onto the top down real quick. Hold on.
If all campaigns had this much support, so good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'll move you over to this map. No, it's super good. It's mind blowing to have this much support. All right. So you guys, this is the entrance over here. I just have you there because it's easier to paste you guys. But so you go to the left of the church, and you see that out back is the graveyard. There are some windows here. Are you able to see in the window, Chris?
I am.
All right, you see a man. You see his name tag, but you are assuming, since he is dressed like a Catholic monk, that he is some kind of religious guy. Oh wait, I just listened to this video today. Since you were unknown to him, but you are looking in the window, are you making any attempt to hide yourself?
Yeah, I am trying to hide, and I'm just trying to perceive.
Give me a stealth. It'll be against his passive perception, to see if he just kind of like notices you out of the corner of his eye. Oh, yeah, everyone notices you. As you are trying to stealth, your foot sinks into some very wet mud, and you overbalance. You rolled a nat one. And the man looks over, and he looks surprised, and it looks like he is running towards you, and then he takes a turn, which is probably taking him towards the front door.
All right, I just try to act cool.
Okay, your boot is like mud up to like mid shin.
Yeah, I'm like trying to scrape it off while I walk, but nonchalantly. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I know I failed.
Yeah, no worries. The doors open, and the man says, "Oh, who are you? Why are you? What are you doing, poking around here?"
The Burgomeister told us
to bring... bandits?
No.
This is a house of God. This is the Morning Lord's house. We have nothing for you to take.
No,
if you have come here seeking his lights, I will do my best to help you.
No, the Burgomeister sent us here to deliver this body to be consecrated.
Another one. All right, my supplies are running low. I gave almost all that was left of my holy water to the arena. I don't know if you know her, the Rose of the Valley, they call her. She is a good girl. She was friends with my son. And he makes that same like sign of the cross that's not the sign of the cross. And you see sewed onto his robes are depictions of suns, like stylized depictions of suns. And hanging from his neck is a wooden, like, I guess in game terms, holy symbol. But for you guys, it would be like a rosary, basically. And I don't think I have a wooden picture of it, but I could show you what the symbol looks like. There we go. It kind of looks like a Pokeball. A little bit. Here we go.
Yeah, it does look kind of like a Pokeball.
Yeah, right? They didn't invent Pokemon back when they invented the Morning Lord, so I don't think they knew that they were prophesizing with that. It looks better as like a piece of jewelry, though, for sure. But yeah. But that's basically the symbol that you see on him, and then kind of there's one like on the altar over here, and then you can see that there's this guy behind him. And little PTSD flashback, when you look at that statue, Those were the same. That's the same guy that was in the entry hall of the bed and breakfast, the cabin, the death house. You remember when you first got there and everything was fancy and nice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were just statues depicting this guy, basically like an Apollo-esque looking figure.
But it's not the same as that statue that was in the basement of the death house.
No, it is not. That guy just looked like a knockoff Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if Legolas was Dracula.
And
the man says, "Who, if you don't mind me asking, is this one of your adventuring companions? You seem like adventurers. I've not seen you around town before. Some people in sermon last night whispered about the strangers in town. Are you those strangers? Hmm?
Well, we are strangers in town.
Yeah, we are strangers in town. Yeah. No, this is it's a didn't he say he was gonna ask? This is Bildrath.
Bildrath.
Yes.
There
was an accident.
No, I thought perhaps he got disease, but he would have been zombie.
No, here, let me remove this nice blanket so you can see him better. Take the blanket off the body.
He rolls a medicine check. And a secret medicine check. And he says, interesting. An accident, you say?
Mm-hmm.
We were told you wouldn't ask any questions.
No. But when you say that, it makes me want to ask questions. Alright, bring him in. Hey, what is wrong with your leg? Oh, you poor thing. This is not sized correctly.
Oh, it's not. I need to find some tools for...
I will help you. Come on. Let's go. I'm sorry things are such a mess. It's just hard to find the energy to do all the things by yourself. Just place the body here.
Chris just kind of waits outside. He doesn't go in.
Oh. Why don't you go in the church?
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Okay.
Coming in, Robin's gonna because she's not carrying the body or anything. She's gonna kind of walk past the altar and go look at this statue closer.
Oh, so you have one of those Final Fantasy VII flashbacks where you're still happy, but you're a little nervous because you're with your dad and he's been through so much shit and your family's been through so much shit, but this is a chance to reconnect and for your dad to maybe put his life back together, and maybe if your dad puts his life back together, he might find the time and the energy and the will to try to put other things back together. And you remember walking into the very strange and ostentatious log cabin after talking to the very unusual Eastern European groundskeeper, and these statues were flanking the doors when you came in.
She'll call over to the priest. Who is this?
Who is this, you ask, in his house? This is the Morning Lord, the god of the sun and of light, goodness.
I'm sorry, I meant no disrespect. We are, as you said, we're new here.
No, it is fine. You're probably, Faerunians? You have 400 deities. It's hard to keep track, I understand. Here, it's much simpler. There is three things to worship. The Morning Lord, who brings life and light and protection and good. Mother Night, who has dominion over the darkest places and things of the world. And then the land itself. That the land is effused with power. It is worshipped by druids and other
more primitive people, but all know to pay it respect, for it is in a way connected with the Dark Lord, for he is ancient, and he is the land.
I remember them saying that before.
Wasn't that the chant in the basement?
Yes,
Like
when you
once?
hear that, you have I guess all of you that are hearing that would have another Final Fantasy VII reboot flashback where you guys are just fucking in that nasty, bloody, slimy water in that ritual suicide room with like the fucking ghost chanting, people dying, flesh baby killing everybody, and in the background, they're just chanting, "He is ancient. He is the land. He is ancient. He is the land."
The last time we heard that was right before.
One must die. One must die. One must die. Yeah. But Father Donovich was not in that flashback with you, so he is checking out the body. And he says, "I can take it from here. Who would be paying for this? His nephews, perhaps not the best person. How is he holding up?"
He's not doing well, but he's now at the Burgomeister's estate, and the Burgomeister said he'll pay for it.
Indorovich is a great man. He is a great man. It is so good to have him taking care of us people. He is like a shining sun on a cloudy day. My heart breaks for Parpool. He is a good boy. It's just...
Parpool?
Yes, his name is Parpool Kentamir. They just call him Periwimple because they are cruel. That was the nickname they gave him when he was small because he had trouble speaking and was very slow. But I was there when he was baptized in the light of the morning Lord, and I spoke his name a lot and never forget it. Parpool Kentamir.
Parpool Kentamir. Okay.
I imagine by now he might have even forgotten his own name. Ildrath was not the best of people.
All right. Well, he's gonna start preparing the body for burial, man.
You said you were gonna help me with my with this...
Oh, yes. A moment. Let's see. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
While he's gone, Robin's going to just look around. Is there anything of note other than this statue in here? Are there any, like, I don't know, is there a holy book or anything like that, or anything that stands out?
Let me see.
Chanting for food. It's kind of strange we gotten quiet.
Did Anne, like, did you tell everybody what's going on? Right, like outside, yeah. And there, we gotta poke around and stuff. Yeah. You guys aren't hearing anything passively. Let's see. So as you're looking around the chapel, it even has flavor text. Look at that. The chapel is in shambles, with overturned and broken pews littering the dusty floor. Dozens of candles mounted in candlesticks and candelabras light every dusky corner in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of shadows. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar, behind which you see a statue of the Morning Lord. You see hanging off to the side is a rope. A long, thick rope, and as you follow it, it goes up into the bell tower.
Robin's going to look at those claw marks a little closer.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, I was just going to say, from the way this room is like all scattered about and stuff, is there... Like, does it look like it's scattered because, like, this is old and run down, or does it look like something happened here? Like, what is...
These are all things that a good investigation roll could
right.
could shed more light on in the morning.
I'll give you one of those.
I'll help you with that.
You know
I'm
what?
waiting.
I was gonna say I could use my session.
Oh, you may want to
roll inspiration on this investigation.
Yeah, you may want to use that that there bardic. Give me a d6.
Yeah.
Would it have been an advantage with Anne's help?
It would. Okay. So a couple of things with your investigation. The claw marks. Yeah, it looks like they were made by. You kind of put your hand out and splay your fingers. It looks like someone roughly your size would have clawed it. But with much sharper claws, or nails, than you would have. And there's no way that a person could make claw marks in a marble altar like this. Like, there's just no way. Following like these claw marks, you kind of see that things are broken and busted, and it seems that dust has kind of settled on them. Like, they've been that way for a while, and like no one has bothered to fix it, and no one has like offered to help this guy repair the stuff, and he hasn't tried to repair it himself. But allegedly they have service here like twice a day, in the morning and before evening. All right. Also, let's see. While you are investigating, you do find some blood, but you're not sure if it's from Bildrath or if it was here already. But there is blood like by the altar. But if this is where he prepares bodies, that could be why there's blood by the altar.
But it looks kind of like there was a struggle at some point in here.
For sure. Yeah.
Is the blood old enough that it could be kind of from that same time frame?
Give me a medicine check.
All my really good -1 skills here.
You know that you looking at it, now that you're really looking at it, it is older than Bildrath's, blood, but not like super old. Like, but you're not 100% sure how old it is.
All right.
You hear the door behind you open, Wayne, and Father Donovich comes out, and he has what looks like a fine healer's kit. And you see he has some tools as well. And he says, let's take a look. This might take like 10-15 minutes. Just come sit in the pew, and we'll get this sorted out for you.
Thank you.
This is very fancy leg. You got this from the clocksmith in Krezik? No. You said you're strangers. Are you from Krezik?
No, it's from. We came from beyond the mist.
Okay. Yes, that's right. You did say that. Yes. Okay, let me see. Let me take a look at this. So he is going to be distracted with Anne for like 15 minutes or so. Not that you need him to be distracted, but I'm just letting you know that that's what he's doing. So.
I do an active perception to see if I hear anyone in these side rooms.
Yeah. Give me a perception. Oh shit! All right, you're not at disadvantage or anything, right?
No, just saves.
Okay. All right. So Jason, like, your ear kind of grows just a little bit, and you kind of like you do whatever
gesture or pose Jason would do that indicates that he is trying to listen like closely or intently. What would that look like when he's listening intently?
He'd probably close his eyes
Okay.
while listening.
Oh, very nice. All right. So you hear, Father, I'm starving. And it sounds like it's coming from below the floorboards.
Wayne, there's someone below us.
Someone or something?
Sounds like someone.
Please help me!
How do you want to play it? Do you want me to see if I can spook him with a little conversation, or you want to poke around?
Maybe, Dunbar gets curious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Leo, can you cover us?
Yeah, give me a second. While the father is distracted to whistle to Dunbar, say, "Come on, Dunbar, let's go outside real quick. Come on, let's
Okay.
let you do your business."
Yeah. Him Bjork and follow you.
Okay, so I'm gonna wander back outside, and I'm going to go over to
as soon as he's outside, he just pisses on one of these pillars.
That'll work.
You know how dog do. Like, it's a new place, man. He's pissing on everything.
Yeah. Just he's pissing on a church. Oh well.
Okay.
Hopefully Strahd doesn't object to that. Anyway, Wayne's going to
go
over.
Henry looks over at you and nods and says, "What's going on in there? Thought you just dropping off a body."
Yeah, it's more than that. Jason thinks he heard whatever that screaming was about being hungry down in the basement of the church. Maybe. I don't know if you guys want to come in.
Whoa.
Yeah, Henry raises his eyebrows and shifts his cigarette to the other side of his mouth, and he looks at you, Chris, like, and you know that look is, oh fuck, that we're gonna get wrapped up in some more bullshit.
What do you intend to do about it?
We don't know who this person is.
Well, look, I understand that this is very concerning, but
I was gonna let Dunbar kind of poke around, as dogs do, maybe finds the guy.
Why don't we just tell the Burgomeister? I mean, he seems like he's on the up and up. I'm sure he'd be interested to hear that.
If someone's in immediate peril.
Immediate peril? Who are you, Wayne?
The church looks like it's been through a robbery.
Or someone was attacked.
Up inside.
Well, you think the priest is behind that?
We don't know. And all I'm asking is...
You heard the siblings? This priest is the only hope this town has. You don't even have magic anymore, whatever that means.
And how many holy people do we know back in America?
They keep...
On the straight and narrow.
Yeah, this is probably the first time you actually see Chris laugh. Look, man, I'm just saying.
Wealth gospel.
It's very.
Come on. I mean, listen. If someone's actually in danger, that seems to be mean more than just a symbol of hope. What's worse is it turns out that this guy's chaining people up, locking people up for no good reason.
All right. Let's walk through this. Okay, so let's say we go down below. All right, and let's say worst case scenario, there's some dude strung up being tortured by this damn priest. Are we just gonna bring the priest to justice? This place is weird, man.
Henry snaps his fingers a couple times and says, "Oh wow, while we're pursuing the darkest timeline, what if the priest is the reason the people are going missing? Just hear me out."
It's possible.
Why don't we tell the Burgomeister about it and then get his, if he wants us to do something about it, then we do something about it.
Burgomeister doesn't seem like he has a good grip on his community.
I mean, he seems...
Your words, not mine, said Henry.
He seems like when you approach him with the facts, he does what's right, at least. He should have executed that boy.
No.
Well, I mean, by the law.
Sometimes the laws are wrong if you're just
you don't gotta tell. You don't gotta tell
Henry.
me
Yeah,
that.
Henry laughs. He says, "Yeah, man, no, we get it. No, I think he's pointing out that that's a sign that the Burgomaster's like an actual human being and not some crazy bureaucrat."
But at the same time, the fact that Bildrath reached this point with the community, I mean, is he going to hear us out if we say this about the priest? And say we think we hear somebody down in the basement saying that they're starving to death?
I think that's better than going and doing whatever heroics you're planning on doing.
Yeah, Wayne, you're basically going vigilante right now.
How am I going vigilante if I'm talking to you guys about it before?
Well, I'm saying if we go down, if we do anything other than going to the authorities about it, that makes us vigilantes. That's what Henry says. And he's like, we're already strangers in a strange place. We got guns, we got weapons. These people have every reason to be afraid of us.
Think about this, Wayne. Let's say we go down there and we find out some shit's going down. Maybe this priest ain't even the real priest. He's some kind of evil monster that's taking the place of the priest. And we gotta kill the priest because he attacks us once we find out his secret. And then how are we gonna explain that to these people? That we came in here.
I'm sold. Fine.
Yeah, now you're really thinking, Chris. Man, all them Harry Potter books are really paying off, man.
Fine.
I just don't want to lose
out, and we'll go back to the Burgomeister.
All right. I appreciate you hearing me out, especially after what happened this morning, man. But I'm just saying, you gave me a look this morning, bro. Like, you went to distract him. I knew what you were doing, and I did what I had to do for the good of the group.
I thought you were looking for evidence to help with the search. I didn't think you were trying to rob the kid blind.
I'm not. How was I robbing the kid? Explain that to me. How was I robbing the kid?
He was charged with being responsible.
I almost fucking died getting that backpack. And I found a rope and a lantern that might help us out. You think I should have just given that back to Bildrath? Come on, man.
Well, it's a moot point at this stage, isn't it?
I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm sorry I didn't hear you out earlier. I was just...
As you guys are talking, it seems that Dunbar has noticed up in sort of, I want to say the rafters of the porch, is a raven. And the raven is just sort of watching you guys.
What's up, Dunbar? What's up, buddy? And Wayne will kneel down and pet him.
Yeah, his ruff is up, and he does not like the raven. He's barking at the raven.
Wayne will stand up and he'll saunter over to the raven, well, towards it.
Okay, it seems cautious.
Wayne will keep his hands in his pockets and sort of look at it. Okay. And sort of cock his head to one side and look at it and say, "You watching us?"
Give me a handle animals.
Now, is it? Oh, it's wild raven. Can't even. That'd be a silly question to ask. All right, animal handling.
Okay. It flies off.
Wayne will look back at Dunbar and say, "What do you think, bud? He was a little too interested in us."
He Bjork, and then he kind of like runs over to the pillar where it was perched, and it pisses on the pillar.
That's right. You show that bird who's boss.
But it's like not really piss. It's just like a couple of drops because he's already pissed like 6 times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yep.
Marking territory.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if what you're saying is true, go in there and get everybody, and let's go talk to the Burgomeister.
All right.
So inside, while they're having that conversation,
Yeah.
Robin would be very much watching Father Donovich, trying to, like, she doesn't trust him. Like he's weird enough, and there's enough things messed up in this place with the blood and the claw marks.
This guy is weird.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Yeah.
So she is watching, like, does he seem like he actually is doing what he says that he's doing for Anne, and like, does he seem like he is actually like the priest that he is saying he is?
Yeah. Give me an insight check.
And I will remind you that she is a religious studies
Ooh. Okay. Fair enough.
major on stuff, if that plays into anything.
All right. So your takeaway is that he is, for all intents and purposes, who and what he says he is. He is stumbling a bit because this is a pretty, it's 2023 prosthetic leg. It's, I mean, I know.
I'll try.
I know that prosthetics are way behind where they should be.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
But they're way ahead of Barovia.
They're way ahead of like Barovian standards for sure. Yeah. And he's just trying to make sense of it. You get the sense that this guy is not getting like any decent sleep. And his whole like absent-minded professor thing is well earned. Like, he just is so sleep deprived that he doesn't seem to know what's what. You also notice that he has a bruise on his forehead.
Like, she's not going to do anything to disrupt whatever he's doing to help Anne. She's just trying to get this information because he doesn't seem like a threat or anything right now.
Yeah.
She wants to compare notes with everybody.
Okay. All right. So he just works kind of quietly, and he just kind of mutters prayers to the Morning Lord, about delivering people from darkness, shading people from the shadows of the dangerous night, keep hope alight till morning rise, so on and so forth. Once he kind of gets into the cadence of what he's doing, there's sort of a eureka moment where he kind of pops something out of place, moves something around, and then kind of says, to try it now. See what if he's working better.
Okay.
All right. So you stand up, and then he says, "Nah, hold on," and then he makes some more adjustments after seeing you stand up. He says, "Now try."
Okay.
And it's much more comfortable. You've been walking miles, on this like shorter leg that was squeezing your beefier thigh and stuff. It is not a full improvement. You realize that if you continue to use this this leg, that is just, you've outsized it essentially. Like, it will make it harder to avoid exhaustion because you're basically dedicating so much of your time and energy to readjusting and making allowances for it that it's just until you get a replacement, or you get it like upgraded essentially by someone who knows what they're doing, like really knows what they're doing, then no. Like, he knows a little bit about a little bit of medicine because of his background, but you're gonna need a real healer kind of thing. He even says to you, "You're not you've heard of the town of Valakai? You might want to go there. There is good blacksmith
and also a tinker. He is wasting his time on toys, but he is very skilled. I think this sort of contraption is right up his alley. His name is Bingsky.
Okay. I think I heard of that person before. Somebody in the tavern was mentioning
he might be able to make you a bigger version of this if you let him take this one apart. He has very quick mind for clockwork machines and devices. He's a bit of an eccentric, though.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Well, I need to prepare the body, so I guess it's goodbye.
All right. Thank you very much for what you have done.
He's okay. He's fine. May the morning Lord bless you.
And you as well, Father, if I may ask, what you seem exhausted and you have a bruise on your head. Is there I mean, just looking around this church, it looks like there may have been trouble at some point. Is everything all right? Are you okay?
Well, I used to have acolytes. They all left me, and then I have been doing things myself. It's been very hard, so much work, and then I've been fasting and praying a lot. I'm very weak right now. I fell and hit head.
Yeah, and it looks like something tried to destroy your altar.
So let's see. Anne, Dunbar, Jason, not Wayne. Wayne, he's definitely telling the truth. Robin, he's lying. He did not fall above his head. But Wayne, damn it, for whatever reason, it came across to you as being sincere. Like,
well, I'm sorry. What was the question?
The altar. Something. It looks like something.
Oh, this. Yes. Oh, I know what this was. When Ismark and Arinia brought zombie in here, we try to consecrate zombie. It must have clawed the altar. It's definitely what happened.
And like she'll gesture around at the mess, like all of this.
Oh,
that too.
That happened a long time ago. I just haven't. Well, this is where roof caved in.
And then he kind of points up to the ceiling, and you do see, in fact, that the roof is poorly patched up top.
And he says it here as well.
She's gonna just kind of walk over to him and like take his hand.
You're not carpenter, are you? We don't have much money, but if you could help fix the roof, it'd be very nice.
Yeah, she's gonna take his hand and she's just gonna say, "Father, are you okay? Do you need our help? Is there someone or something hurting you?"
Give me a persuasion.
Yeah, she'll like nod at his head.
Okay. He his eyes start to water and his jowls start to shake. And his whole body starts to tremble, and then he tells a bold-faced lie.
No. Everything is fine. It's just these are very dark times, very hard to be alone in these times. So,
Wayne still believes he's telling the truth, right?
I think at this point you would also feel like he's not telling the truth.
Okay. Yeah. Wayne will kind of have that incredulous look on his face, but knowing where we're suspecting where Robin may be taking this, he'll say, Robin, the Burgomeister's waiting for us. I think if Anne's good to go, we should head back. Like now, head back.
She's gonna.
Well, what is your name? I could not remember. Robert?
My name is Robin, and she's gonna like squeeze his hand one more
like
time.
Like bird.
Yeah, she'll give him a smile. She'll say, "Father, if you are in trouble, if you need any help."
No, he's fine. You need to go. I understand. You seem to be very comfortable in church. If you wanted to stay and help prepare body, that would be okay. But I got it by myself if needed.
She'll nod. She's just gonna hold his hand like an extra second. She's gonna say,
"Yeah,
we're staying at the inn. If you need us, if we can do anything to help, that's where we'll be."
Give me another persuasion.
Anne's going to when she says this, Anne's gonna like just stand up and stand next to him, and hopefully, just like stand to her, try her full height now that she has this new leg next to him.
He says, "You are very kind to say that. Are you perchance wizard or cleric of some great power?"
She's gonna pause a second. She's gonna say, "My father was. I'm afraid I'm not."
He looks like for a moment, for 1 second before you answered, he had hope. And then he says, "There is nothing. It is fine. It is fine. You go. The morning Lord bless you and keep you. If you would like service, it's 5:30.
All right.
Which is actually right around the corner, so he really needs to get this fucking body prepped, because it takes like an hour to do a ceremony. So
yeah, she'll let go of his hand, and she'll look over at Wayne and say, "Yeah, we can go."
All right.
As she's walking out the door, though, like I think she would kind of like trail behind just a moment. She'd kind of look back over her shoulder, and she'd just say, "Didn't you say you have a son? Can't he help you clean this place up?"
No. He died a year ago. He was led astray by the wizard.
The one who led the revolt?
The same.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I am full of sorrow as well.
She'll nod and she'll say, "We're at the inn if you need us." And she'll walk out.
Okay. As you're walking away, Robin, you hear a stiff intake of breath, like a man swallowing his tears. Give me an insight after all that conversation.
Something's not right with that. Okay. He's hiding something.
Yeah, you're not sure 100% what's going on, other than the clues that you have. And again, like, you're totally allowed to, think for yourselves, obviously, but focus on your role playing. But
she's going to get far enough away from the church that he's not going to be over here as we walk away. And she's going to like catch up with wherever Wayne is. She's going to be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Somebody's down in the basement. Jason heard him.
Fuck.
I went out and talked to Chris, and he rightly pointed out that we need to go tell the Burgomeister. That way we aren't acting as vigilantes, and let him give us authority or get Eastmark and Irina so we can handle it properly.
I mean, that guy is definitely the priest, and but I mean, there's something he's not sleeping. He's got a wound on his head. I mean, something attacked that church. Maybe there's someone who's I don't know, make you do something there, or
it's the guy in the basement. Maybe it's
what'd you hear,
someone
Jason?
who's trapped. Maybe it's something he's trapped and he's trying to contain.
Yeah, what did you hear, Jason?
Someone under the floorboards. It sounded like calling out for the father for food, water, help. It sounded fairly young. Wasn't an older man.
He said his son died trying to go with that wizard against the Dark Lord.
I don't know if I believe much that guy says.
Well,
He's lying through his teeth.
I mean, we know stuff comes back here. Kid could have died. Who knows what's down in that basement?
You know what? Something tells me the Burgomaster's going to ask us to find out, so you may get your wish.
I mean, they are tremendously understaffed. They are tremendously. Remember, this is like a wild western about a mining town that ran out of gold, and then the town just started to fall to shit. And the goodly mayor, who is also the sheriff, is trying to keep things going, even though everyone sees the writing on the wall. They're just waiting for some desperados to run through and take over the town. That's kind of where they're at in the movie. But the desperados are gothic horror monsters. So that's where they're at.
We come riding up, and all of a sudden we're all made deputies.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you haven't been made deputies yet. You could.
Once we are made deputies, then we can just walk into.
Correct.
Things are changing around here.
Well, we're going back to Bildraff's place then, since that's assuming that's where Burgomaster.
We'll go. Yeah, we can go check there, and if
before
Burgomaster's not there, we can go to.
Yeah, before we do, if Vasili's still around, I think we need to be careful what we say around that guy.
Oh yeah, you read my mind, Robin. I was going to say we shouldn't say anything about this church business until Vasili's.
I mean, I already think. I already think the Burgomaster's in a little bit of trouble, just with.
Yeah.
The things that have happened already tonight. We don't need to get the family into any more trouble than they are.
Yeah, if the Burgomaster knows what's good for him, he'll probably execute that boy, but I don't think he will.
I mean, the kid does have enough to pay off.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's the right thing. I'm just saying that's probably the safest thing for the Burgomaster to do.
Yeah, I think right and wrong is really weird here.
As you say that, the foot of this crucified man falls off, and you see just a carpet of rats, comes scurrying out from the debris on the side of the road and just starts devouring the foot like fucking piranhas.
I immediately scoop up Dunbar for fear he will chase after the rats.
The rats, the foot. I mean, he's having such a good time. This place is amazing. Everything's dirty. There's rotten meat everywhere. There's animals to yell at.
Looking at this corpse actually now, also
no cars.
Also trying to avoid looking at these rats. Looking at the corpse hanging up in the air. Does it look like it moved or did anything like zombie like?
No.
Okay.
Well, we were curious about that scarf. You want to see if Dunbar recognizes? I mean, that scent's probably unrecognizable now, but beagles have a nose for these things.
Did he put the scarf in a bag or something?
Oh, I know we got it. Someone took it.
Well, the cloak.
One thing at a time.
Well, I'm just saying we're right here. Weren't we just? Didn't we pose the question that maybe the person hanging and was the?
Oh, we did. Yeah. Well, I guess we could try.
I mean, the body's hanging up. You gonna try to get down?
How high up is it?
This is really morbid. There is a rope that goes across the street from the I don't know what the different parts of a house are called. The highest part of the roof on one side of the street and the highest part of the roof on the other part of the street. And
Gable,
then
I think is what you're after.
Oh, sweet. Okay. It's been a while since I played Sims. It's the only way I would know what house parts are. And then yeah, he's kind of hanging from that. Sort of like in your little bumper sticker.
Well,
It's
I
like
think before we
18
take the
feet
body
up.
down, which could
12
pair
feet
with
up?
another
Yeah,
violation,
it's about 18 feet. Yeah.
why don't we wait
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah, maybe we can accomplish that right now. All right, let's get going.
Okay. Okay. So, the plan is then to go talk to the Burgomeister. All right. By the time you get there, Von Holtz is gone, and Eastmark is there, and Irenia has stayed at the manor with Periwinkle.
Do we feel like she's really safe with that? I'm not sure Robin feels like she's really safe with that situation.
Hmm? I mean, do you bring that up in front of Kulyan and Eastmark, or?
No, she just feels very uncomfortable.
I feel uncomfortable every time I run this game.
Feel comfortable every time I play.
There we go. As you guys are heading over there and you're walking away from the body, you hear and you see perched on the rope above the body is Raven.
I really don't think that's a coincidence.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's a lot of ravens in this town. They're like pigeons in New York City. It feels like there's just fucking ravens everywhere. They seem to be the #1 bird in town for sure.
So when we see that one raven land on top of the thing, there's still other ravens all over the place, though.
Yeah, I'm pointing out specifically this raven because this raven, its feathers have like blue like tips. Like it definitely stands out compared to the other ravens.
Okay.
So the reason I'm saying that is I don't know if this applies here, but like remember Norse mythology, Odin had his ravens. Like he could like use them to you could use them in magical ways. But what if
you think Odin's watching us?
He's the land.
Oh, Voldemort.
Wrong deity, but maybe the same idea. This Dark Lord is keeping tabs on us with birds.
They always say he's the land. So,
well, tell the bird what you would want to tell the Dark Lord then.
Not right now. I don't think I can trust myself.
Yeah, okay. you might have to yell too, depending on how good the bird's hearing is. I don't know.
All right. Well, I mean,
yeah, Robin's just gonna say, like, don't piss them off. Ravens are really smart. They can remember stuff, and they will, like, generationally hate you if you do things to piss them off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Leo says, yeah. There was a TikToker that had like trained this whole family of ravens.
I knew you'd be on TikTok.
Whatever.
I bet you've just been sitting here thinking about how you wish you had TikTok right now.
It's for the articles, anyways. So like they have.
That's Playboy. No.
Anyways, they train the ravens to bring them like money, like, and then he would give them like dried fruit and shit. And then he had like a whole drawer of just like people's like jewelry, cash. Like, he had a whole like thieves guild like of ravens.
Yeah, and there's other people who have like injured a raven before, like accidentally or however, and like they stalk them and like poop on them in their car and stuff like.
Well, maybe next time we see it, we should feed it something. And if that is Voldemort watching, then Vasily said maybe he could get us. Maybe he'll let us go, and
so let's speed up the time he'd be willing to give us an appointment.
Yeah, so let's just be on our toes when we're around that blue feathered one.
He did say that he did like heroics and stuff like that. So, but I don't know if that's gonna. I'm not one to
I have
just
thoughts
run
on
in.
that, but I'm not going to share those right now. Not with that thing possibly in earshot.
Henry takes a long drag from his cigarette, kind of blows it out. He's just happy he's not getting rained on right now, and he says, "I just keep thinking about Gladiator. You know, like, are you not entertained? This guy basically alien abducts people because he's bored. Like, are we on like a magic reality TV show or something?"
Show us what you've got.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah,
But-
yeah, like it's Rick and Morty. Yeah, but I get it. Yeah, no, like, is that what's happening?
Maybe we should try and limit test a bit, see what we can get away with. But I'd rather no one here do anything that puts their
Oh, I
lives
don't
at
want to.
risk.
I don't want to limit test. You know, like that's a slippery slope. You know, when you play in GTA and you get 1 star, and then you're like, "Fuck it," and the next thing you know, you got 5 stars, and the military's showing up. The
Yeah,
problem
you
is
don't need that.
I don't think we got any save points, man.
Yeah, it's not like the other crow, Robin Hood, rise and rise again until lambs become lions.
What do we? I don't know. And
Me
for the
neither,
first time, Henry looks tired. He just looks worn the fuck out. And he just kind of stares up at the body and the raven. And then yeah, I guess you guys start heading towards Kolyon and Eastmark. And then that kind of puts us at time for the night.
Yep.
All right. Poof. So, that was a lot.
Hey, I think it's our first session with no injuries.
I'll bet. Yeah. Oh yeah.
If
Well.
Chris did say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say weigh it in.
Instantly distrust that guy.
Waited, Jason.
I think Bill Droth would argue that this session had no hit point damage. But sure. All right. Well, now you have a better sense of what. Maybe your characters have a better sense of what's happening. I don't know.
Better understanding of the world a little bit now.
It's a hard roleplay challenge to you're playing a dude that is just another dude that's trying to like survive in a fantasy world, which they know is completely impractical, but yet they have to somehow find a middle ground there between disbelief and belief, or they're just gonna die. So yeah, it's been very interesting to watch that kind of progression. So, all right. Let's see. Quick announcements. It's Thursday, so that means tomorrow, Orf is running more Rime of the Frost Maiden. If anybody is interested in seeing how that is going, that's going to be streamed tomorrow night. Dom and I are recording our weekly vodcast. We will not be talking about the OGL. We're just going to talk about Pathfinder 2 and Cyberpunk Red, because there's enough other people talking about the OGL. You can go talk to them. But, like, I'm tired of talking about it. I want to move on with my life.
What's this? They just posted.
I just want to play
Pathfinder.
I know.
They posted in the general chat. Oh, no, I didn't see this. I don't see it.
Strong. We have to be strong.
I'm talking about. You need to tell me about Pathfinder. I need to tell you about Cyberpunk.
There you go. That's right. We're gonna have a wholesome show. We're not gonna talk about anything bad. Jesus Christ, music. It's not that wholesome. All right, and then, as she starts rising.
No, it's just full of promise.
Yeah, she starts rising crescendo. All right. So then Saturday morning, Red Handed Doom continues. They're up to all sorts of crazy stuff in Red Handed Doom. Then we've got no Celeste on Saturday, and it's Dom's fault. But it is what it is. Then we've got
Damn it, Dom.
Then we got Sunday morning, Curse of Strahd Daybreak. Believe it or not, they're doing completely different stuff than you guys, and the classic group is doing completely different stuff than both of you. Even though you are all just dealing with the very small village of Barovia. So a testament to the magic of Sandbox, I guess. And then Sunday night, we got Mythic Odyssey. Monday night, we got level 18, Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. A lot of crazy stuff happening there. Tuesday night, double game night. We've got Cyberpunk Red with Dom. And then me, Remy, and Stone are having a DM run us through Pathfinder 2 Abomination Vaults, which was an absolute pleasure last week. I'm already looking forward to the next session.
We've got 2 open spots if anyone is interested. 2
open spots. All these people that are like, I'll show you Wizards of the Coast. I'm going to play Pathfinder. Where the fuck you at? Where the fuck you at?
They're playing Cyberpunk right now.
We got 2 spots. And then Wednesday we have Monster Hunter. I have to say that I thought last night's Monster Hunter was the best one we've had the whole campaign, but that's because it was a session where I actually had some decent rolls and did some cool stuff, and we killed 2 monsters in one session. It was very nice. And then Thursday we'll be back here. All right. Anybody else have any announcements before we adjourn?
Beware of giant mimics and don't do drugs, kids.
Fair.
Don't go to Barovia.
Especially Had Crystal.
Don't go to Barovia.
Don't try Had Crystal.
I think if they watched for 5 minutes, they would not go to Barovia.
Well, when you guys are done, you could be the grizzled veterans where you listen to other groups and they're like, "Oh man, Curse of Strahd was so great. Our party of furries, we had just a vampire orgy with Strahd. We called him Daddy Strahd, and we spanked his hide.
Oh my god!
It was so fucking wild. Oh, it was so fun, right? Curse of Strahd's so fun." You guys could be like, sure, yeah. And then you could like take a long drag on your cigarette, stare off into the rain. Trauma. Yep.
All right, stream. Take care.